And welcome into the broadcast this evening. I'm Marty Martinson, happy to have your call on the action in this one. It is the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins getting set for puck drop on Game 1 of Round 1 of the SJHL playoffs. It's the time of year you work for all season long just to punch your ticket to the dance, to be a part of it. And boy, the Bruins are part of it, and what an assignment they've drawn here. If you've been following the team all season, you know it was a race right to the finish to lock up that 8th and final playoff spot. And for the Bruins, to their credit, they stuck with it. They faced some adversity throughout the year, bit of some different struggles early on in the new year, but we talk about it all the time. The mark of a competitive team, of those top-end teams, is their resiliency. It's not that nothing ever goes wrong. It's that when things do go wrong, you respond to it in a big way. And for this Bruins team down the stretch, a couple of real big games in the clutch time of the year to hold off the Kindersleys, the Humboldts, those other teams that were chomping at the bit, making that late season push to be here right now as the 8th seed heading into this first round best of 7 series against the big scary Goliath that is the Flin Flon Bombers. So without further ado, let's dive in to the night's action by first taking a look at the numbers and where these teams sit here heading into play, or where I should say where they finish the regular season here, because following tonight, the regular season's not going to matter a whole lot. It's what have you done for me lately? The records are back to zeros here ahead of Game 1 of the postseason. And as mentioned, in case you're new to the SJHL, it is going to be a best of 7 series. It's a race to 4 victories. You get that, and you advance to the league semifinal. But for the Flin Flon Bombers, they enter play, like I said, the big scary Goliath. They're the Giants of the SJHL this season. Through the 56 games of the regular season slate, the team won 41 of those games to lock up first place. 41-11-4 on the season, good for 86 points, which put them 10 up on the second place team, the Field, for that top spot in the league standings. Flin Flon rolling heading into the playoffs as well. Points in 6 straight to close out the regular season slate. And the big number that stands out like a sore thumb here heading into the playoffs is their dominance here, where we start the series for games 1 and 2 this weekend, tonight and tomorrow night at the Whitney Forum. 28 home games is what every team plays. 27-0-1 was the Bombers' record here on home ice this season. The good news for the Bruins is that 0-1. Melfort beat them in this building. They showed it could be done. And for the Bruins, they perhaps had the second best showing of any team in this building during the regular season in late January. Back on January 23rd, it was the Bruins, if you remember, falling in the game, but it was a 2-1 final here at the Whit. And what a game that was. The Bruins rising to the occasion. And that's what we're looking for in this series. The regular season is long, and it's a great indicator of the best players, the best teams in a drawn-out slate. But the playoffs are a different animal, and you see whether it's this level, whether it's Pee Wee Tykes, or whether it's the highest level of hockey in the National Hockey League, heroes are born this time of year. It's a fresh slate, like I mentioned, but it's also a pressure cooker. The lights are the brightest, the stage is the highest, and you see every year guys on different teams come out of the woodwork to come through with these heroic moments. The playoffs are a series of moments to be remembered. That's playoff overtime goals, whether it's big, plays there, big hits to turn the tide of momentum. You look following any playoff series, there are checks that stand out, there are big plays that stand out, big saves that stand out, and there's always those unlikely playoff goal scorers as well. So for the Bruins, we talked about Flin Flon's record, but again, for Estevan, it's important they know what's out in front of them, but it's also important that they understand what they're capable of as well. This Bruins team, yes, they punched their ticket there in the second last game of the regular season, but as we'll hear from Captain Rory Elson coming up as our player profile in the first intermission here, I thought he had a great insight, and that's why it was so great to catch up with him ahead of this one. We'll hear the whole interview coming up in the first intermission, but the big thing he said is, hey, we're looking at things like we've been playing playoff hockey here these last number of weeks. We had to continue to win these big games, bring that playoff-like intensity just to get into the dance. So they're looking at relying on that, right? They're battle-tested. This is a group, they've had some tough losses late, right? You look even on the last week of the regular season, Wednesday night, they go into Melfort, outshot 42-20, right? A real tough game there. You're thinking maybe the playoffs are in doubt. And what does this team do? They respond on the Friday night with a big 5-2 victory to punch their ticket in Weyburn, which maybe outside of Flin Flon here from an Estevan perspective is as big as it gets as far as enemy territory, as far as, being in a tough atmosphere with the crowd all over you there. It was a packed barn there as it was back in Estevan as well in that head-to-head weekend set there to close out the regular season. But that's the point. The Bruins have shown that bounce-back ability. They've come through with some of their best games down the stretch as well. For Estevan, they finished the regular season, their 56 games, with a winning record, 26-25-5 on the season. About a middle of the pack, kind of last 10, but they did pick up at least a single point in 6 of the last 10. Looking for a big start here to the postseason. So at that, we are going to take a quick break here. We're going to catch up with head coach Drew Koser to get his thoughts heading into the night's action, and then we're taking you right into puck drop as well, following some players to watch and different things to get this series started. It's the 1-8 matchup. It's the Bruins against the Bombers, and it's all getting set for puck drop here this evening. At that, we are going to take a quick step aside. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. It's playoff hockey underway here tonight.
Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today. Marty Martinson here, and I'm joined now by Drew Koser, head coach and GM of the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins. And heading into this one, well, Drew, I mean, it's a time of year you guys have been looking forward to here, especially over these last couple of months. Game 1 of the playoffs, the energy in the air, you can feel it. Just your thoughts, I guess, heading into this Game 1 here in Flin Flon tonight. Just kind of where's the group at? How's everybody feeling?
Yeah, we're excited, obviously, right, for the challenge here. Back in the playoffs, and it's obviously two teams that have had a lot of history the last number of years, and we're excited to obviously really get Game 1 going here. And we've already been here for a day, had a practice this morning as well. So yeah, the guys are excited. Maybe a little nervous. I hope we're trying to knock it out of them right away and just get to work.
That's right, and just talking a little bit about that, I mean, you always talk about the importance of, starting off on the right foot here, and especially heading into a series like this. It's night 1 of a back-to-back here to kick things off at the Whitney Forum. A lot made, obviously, about their home record this year. Just how important is it kind of getting off to that good start here, that first kind of 5-10 minutes of this first period?
Yeah, it's very important, right? Obviously, we know the crowd's going to be loud. Obviously, we worked all week on obviously having a lot of loud noises and loud music and loud horns kind of at practice in the smaller barn, right? So working on those little things, and we have to make sure that we're kind of just focusing on what's happening inside the glass. Not worried about kind of what's happening outside. Kind of control what we can control, and that's our work ethic to make sure that we're kind of dialed and ready to go. And we've done a lot of video lately, and know a lot of system structures. So we know what Flin Flon's all about, and we're just have to come out and give it our best.
That's right. And just talking a little bit about the matchup here. I mean, you guys didn't see each other a whole lot during the regular season, just 4 times through the season series. But out of that, I mean, you won the first one. There was that 2-1 final that was a down-to-the-wire finish here. Just, I guess, what do you expect as far as kind of animosity there? We saw a little bit of that kind of, feud between the teams come to life there over those few games as well. What are you expecting just as far as kind of that animosity level to start this series?
Yeah, there's definitely probably a little bit of emotion from both sides of it. We have to make sure that we're kind of controlling our emotions, being real disciplined this series, staying out of the box, not getting drawn into stuff that we shouldn't be around. But we gotta have some pride. We all know what happened, a couple months ago. we try to kind of play our game, make sure that we're structurally sound, make sure that we have a pulse on things, and that we're ready to go from that first puck drop, and obviously be real consistent throughout.
That's right, and then maybe just a quick word on the goaltending as well. Obviously, on your end of things there, you talked about it, faith in both guys all season. Dylan Adams gets the nod here game one, and then at the other end, you're going up against the top goaltender just recently named there in Charlie Tritt. They're a guy that you know pretty well as well, having played him in Humboldt prior to coming over to Flin Flon as well. Just your thoughts, and I guess the goalie matchup there kind of overall, and then just the idea of making his life difficult right from the get-go.
Yeah, for us, for Dylan going in, we're real excited for him. We thought he played real well that first night up here, obviously, in that 2-1 game, and Dylan's played really good all year. So, we have all the faith in him. He's a 19-year-old veteran guy. He's been around the block a little bit here, so he's getting the nod tonight. And we feel real confident in him. And for Charlie, he's a real good goalie. We had some success against him when he was in Humboldt. We won those 3 games that he was obviously playing for them, and even the game up here, that like we all talked about, that game could have went either way, right? That was kind of just a 2-1 game, and they had a better balance than us. For us, Charlie, I'm not sure how many playoff games that he's played over his career, and we're trying to do some homework on it. So for us, it's make sure that we're getting pucks to him right away. Make sure that we're stopping in front of the net, screening them, and make sure that we're throwing a lot of rubber at them, and we're hoping for that first goal tonight.
Perfect. Well, always appreciate the time. Thanks again there, Drew.
Anytime, Marty.
That's Drew Koser, head coach and GM of the Bruins. I'm Marty Martinson, and you're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream.
All right, we'll take her back here now. We're going to wait a puck drop on Game 1 action tonight. It's Bruins and Bombers. No better place to be than the Whitney Forum in Flin Flon tonight to get this party started. One of the best rivalries of the last really handful of years plus with the playoff history these teams have endured, and especially even looking back at the season series this year, the 4 games, a lot of animosity between these two sides. New season, though, starts tonight. The playoff season, the most important time of the year. I believe we're going to have the anthem here coming straight away, so we'll take a quick pause from the talking on that. When we return, it's into some final thoughts on players to watch heading into puck drop. And with the anthem all wrapped up, we're getting set for puck drop tonight. Quick thoughts on some players to watch heading in to this series. I was hoping to get a playoff preview article up on the website. Just ran out a bit of time. Maybe we'll still post that tomorrow. We'll see how things go. But it is going to be the big line out here to start for the Bruins. That's the league MVP at center ice, newly minted in Ewan Rennie. MVP and forward of the year, best points per game in the league this season, most goals as well, as dynamic as they come is number 15, joined by his usual running mates. Speaking of dynamic, Rylan Williams, second team All-Star on the right wing side, Cash Olsen, all-rookie team on the right, rookie scoring leader, and they're going nose to nose with this Bomber line to start the Wyatt Stinton line, with Connor Miller on the right, Rhett Ewan on the left. As the puck is dropped and we're underway, the goaltenders for each side. Dylan Adams gets the nod, as you heard from the coach a moment ago, for the Bruins against Charlie Tritt, the top goaltender winner in the SJHL this season. Puck controlled off the center ice face-off and peeled in deep by the Bombers. First man in there is Stinton hard on the forecheck on Lang, who did well to get that puck knocked up ahead, and boy, oh boy, what a start to this game. Williams sprinted his way out to center, jumped out of the way of a check, and got tripped up by Fauchon, and we'll see here, is it just a trip or will it be a knee here? It's going to be Xavier Fauchon here. 2 minutes for kneeing will be the penalty call here. And so how about that for a little bit of electricity to start this game? 27 seconds in. Williams, one of the real standouts, top 5 in league scoring this year, 68 points for Williams this year, 25 of those goals as well. He got tripped up, well, knee on knee there from the defenseman Fauchon again, inadvertent there. You could see his reaction. He didn't obviously mean anything malicious there based on his reaction, but I'll tell you what, nonetheless, for Williams, he's none the worse for wear, and he's going to be back out here to start this power play. This is 2 of the very best on the power play through the regular season as well. Flin Flon finishing first overall. The Bruins finishing with a top 5 as well, 5th best over the course of the regular season. An excellent opportunity here to start off Game 1 on this man advantage, the power dodge power play. Puck chipped out to center by Stinton, and racing back on it to recollect is Ethan Andrews. Andrews will stop up behind his goaltender. Ethan Andrews now so poised back there. He's got his head up. He'll feed across to Ron. Ron chips it in deep. Beasley now on the retrieval. So quick line change for the Bruins. It's Asmundson with Beasley and Olsen out here now on this second power play unit. This puck rifled down the length of the ice, stopped up by Adams. Both teams making line changes. Minute 20 into this first period, a scoreless first. Bruins with a minute gone, minute to go on this power play. Early on to start this game. Puck played back out to center, this time by Knutson on the clear. Former Humboldt Bronco captain. Puck picked up down here by Aiden Lang. He'll tee it up for Caleb Potter. Potter winding his way through center on the left wing flank there for a shot from Beasley that was stopped. Puck on the relay to the blue line, intercepted and sent down the length by Ryan Ulmer. Stopped up back there by Dylan Adams. Puck picked up by Lang now. And the Bruins from their own defensive territory through center. 20 seconds to go in the power play as Olsen strides in. Olsen threw one to the front of the goal. It deflected off Potter on the outside of the crease area there, going hard to that net front area. And that's one thing about Caleb Potter. You watch for him to be an impact player for the Bruins in this series with his skating. Loves to pinch in from that point position and get involved on the offensive. The 18-year-old blue liner from Regina, Saskatchewan. Former Swift Current Bronco. Puck picked up here by the Bombers. Not cleared to center. A shot deflected wide of the goal. Picked up by Yakimchuk around to Bruce on the near side. This Yakimchuk Bruce tandem here, a couple of big boys down there, but Holt works the puck free. Back to the point. Bombers back to even strength here. Fauchon out of the box. And puck at the side of the goal is grabbed and held. And Elson lands on top of Bruce and gives him a stiff right as he lets the big Bomber defender know that get used to it. This net front area going to be a contentious avenue there of interacting throughout this best-of-7 series. So this time it's going to be actually a slashing call going against Elson. But I'll tell you what, playoffs are about sending messages. They're about setting the tone and letting the opposition know, especially in a 1-versus-8 matchup, you're not about to get intimidated. And for the captain, Elson, knocking down Braden Bruce, 6'5", 212 pounds in front of that Bomber bench, giving them the rough stuff. We saw the Bombers with a big penalty kill to start this game, and now it's Bombers to the power play. Bruins task on the Apex distribution penalty kill and getting a big clear here off the stick of Teterenko. 3 minutes or nearly so into the first period here, and you can feel the anticipation in the building. Game 1 of the playoffs tonight. Martin back at center. Feeds it across to Lyle. Will fire this one around the boards deep. Puck held down low for Connor Miller. Around the boards now, Delisle. Keeps it down low for Miller. Sweeps it across to Martin. Now full shot at the left point for a shot. Stop the rebound. And Adams has got it. What a save. Flying across the crease, and then Onright throws his man Miller down to the ice. What a big save there, though, by Dylan Adams, flying across the crease front area. Wow. What a stop. You could hear the horn go off as the goal judge maybe getting a little bit overzealous there. The horn honker, I should say, not necessarily the goal judge himself. But in any case, it remains in a scoreless tie here. Bombers will set it up off the ensuing faceoff now. Puck to the top of the right circle. Morozov drops it for Stinton. Now back up top. A quick shot and a goal. And it's going to be Sam Ward who will get the party started for the Bombers in this series. On Flin Flon's just third shot of the night, but it comes on a power play strike. Stinton back to the blue line, and Ward's wrist shot. All kinds of traffic in that net front area. Finds its way through, and for Sam Ward, the opening goal in this series to make it a 1-0 Bombers lead. So that's a power play strike, showing why you cannot take penalties against this Bomber team, though again, as we talked about, always that fine line. You want to set a tone. But this Bombers power play clicking at 24% for the regular season. So definitely a storyline to keep in mind here as Les Perrant's trying to get in the ear of Rennie down there at ice level. And we'll see here, looks like some personnel changes by the Bombers. Rennie against Miller on this faceoff. And off the draw this time, it's one back controlled. Yakimchuk with the lead feed ahead. Stinton wins the race. He'll throw it around the boards to that far side wing. Race one, though, for a quick shot on by Bruce. That was stopped, and now back out to center. Rennie on the right side to Williams. Williams trying to go back for Rennie. Yakimchuk cut it off and steers this puck back through center. Ashby back to collect on it. Picks it up in the Estevan zone. Bruins making line changes. Bombers finishing up on the defense as well, as this pass will miss the intended target this time. That's going to go for an icing call. And so 4:13 in to this first period. A 1-0 Bombers lead here on Sam Ward's first of the playoffs. Speaking of dynamic blue liners, as this puck is won back off the face-off here, off the icing call. Bombers look to set up in the offensive zone. Knutson down in the corner, left wing side, as a right-hand shot. Teterenko giving his man the rough stuff down there. As it's pried free now by Delisle with a turnaround shot. He skipped it off the end glass. Ward keeps it down there for Maverick Delisle. Just 40 games played this season, but 42 points for the centerman Maverick Delisle. Puck taken by Aspenson here, shuffled up ahead. Teterenko to Olsen out to center. Breeze now backing up. We'll chip this one, intending to go off the sideboards. It's in to the Bruins bench. So not quite 5 minutes now into the action in this game, and we've settled in a little bit, but you can feel the energy from ice level there radiating off the sheet. Face-off getting set here just inside the Bruin defensive zone, I should say, to the left of Dylan Adams. So it's Beasley against Leo Seitz on this face-off. Beasley does well to win it back. Skipped off the glass, on right, shuffled it in the middle to Lang and back out to center. On the regroup now, Xavier Fauchon up ahead for the shoot-in from distance by Reed Arbery. That one handled by Adams. Puck played out towards the front of the goal. Adams again. Steered it aside with the stick. Now Arbery looking for a centering pass. Up top, Mounier's shot wide of the goal. Down low, Leo Seitz withstanding the physical punishment from Andrews. Now behind the goal for Arbery. Behind the net, Once again, poke check by Ethan Andrews this time. Hard off the glass and down the ice. This puck rolling will go for another icing call here. So we'll get another face-off deep in the Estevan zone. Bruins unable to make the line change. Let's check in for the first time tonight on the YouTube live stream comments. I see them coming in droves already. Let's keep it going all night long here. The playoff time of year. Most exciting time of the year. Dennis Lang comments in. Let's go Bruins. Second season starts tonight. Lang gang tuning in from Brandon tonight. Puck won back here by the Bombers. One-timer fanned on by Knutson. Knutson bobbled it at the point. Here comes Muller. Bennett Muller right in with a quick shot, testing the goaltender Tritt. He kicked that one aside, and now Connor Miller back the other way. Miller in with a shot from distance. That one deflected on Adams. And he had to be sharp with the blocker hand to steer it aside back out to center. Now Stinton over the blue line. Lost that puck. Elson runs over Yakimchuk, and the puck, though, back through center. Taken on by Cramp to Holt, and in deep of the Bomber zone. Picked up by Bruce down there. He's a big body, as we've established. Puck chipped off the side glass back into neutral territory, and now Potter up to Elson. His one touch back to Cramp now. Cramp chips it across to Matthew Ron. Bruins moving that puck quickly through center. Everybody having to keep their head up here. It's been physical punishment from both sides to start this game. The Bruins donning their white jerseys with the black and gold trim as the visiting team tonight against the Bombers in their home maroons with the white. Lallimer down into the corner. Return pass now for Lesperance. Back to Yakimchuk, left point. His keep into the corner boards was swatted away. And the Bruins will steer this one through center ice. Just over 7 minutes into this first period. It's a 1-0 Bomber lead here on the Sam Ward power play strike. Bruins looking for an answer here, though. Rennie on the right wing side to Olsen. Olsen back for Rennie. Slips a check past Beauchamp. Beauchamp, though, nice recovery to knock it back. It's to the line, but not cleared. Now Yakimchuk will fire it back out to center. Arbery takes control here. He'll drop it off to Leo Seitz, and now the hand-on for Beauchamp. He's the engineer on the back end for this Flin Flon team. He'll chip it in deep. Seitz in to meet it. He'll pick this puck up and pass back to the right point. Mounier down on the half wall to Morozov. Handled there by Ashby, who knocked him down. And it's Rennie back the other way through center. Leading the Bruins in, Williams. Drops to Rennie. Looking out front for Getzlaf. Pass went just in behind him. And it's taken back out to center ice now. Here comes Leo Seitz. Pestered from behind by Getzlaf. Quick shot from a tough angle. Stopped by Adams. Ward pinches in to keep the play alive in the offensive zone. But Ethan Andrews will make quick work of that. Get the pass on to Tedarenko and back. But it's off the side of the net and it's put home. So a costly turnover in the Bruins zone. Comes back to bite him. And it will be Rhett Ewan to make it 2-0. As Estevan just got a little bit lackadaisical dropping that puck back in the defensive zone. Pass off the back of the net there, hit the side of the net. Goaltender lost sight of it. And it's put home by Ewan right in that net front area. Rhett Ewan, the 6'3" power forward, coming off a tremendous playoffs last season on Flin Flon's run to the semifinals. He was a force of nature. So look for him to be an impact player in this series as well, as he's shown here with the 2-0 goal. Puck chipped in deep by Holt. He'll race in after it on Mounier. Nathan Mounier got it across. Chip back up to center. Left wing side here, Delisle will send it in deep. Martin back in there after it. Andrews chips it off the boards for Rory Elson. Now in the middle to Cramp. Lost it at the center red line. It's taken back here by the Bombers. And moved up the near side boards now. Onright took it back, dropped it back to the defense, and Ron chops it off the boards here to Beasley, but pass through the middle, cut off, and Morozov makes it 3-0 on another tough giveaway. As that's back-to-back goals where the Bruins throw it away. And I'll tell you, for this Bruins team, or for this Bombers team, I should say, they're just waiting to pounce. Up the middle, right to Morozov, and he'll snap it home. And just like that, it's a 3-0 game here. 8 shots for the Bombers to 4 for the Bruins, who trail by 3 goals now. The good news for Estevan is still plenty of time in this first period. We're not even midway through the first. Puck chipped out to center ice here. Over the blue line now, it's Williams. He'll send it behind the net for Rennie. Rennie out of the corner boards, back to Ron at the left point. A quick shot, knocked down in front. Taken back on the near side boards by Potter. Potter has to chase it back out through center now. And a play up the middle, eaten up by Mounier, who will send it back in deep. Now we're past the midway mark of this first period. Flin Flon, though, not calling off the Dogs yet. They're back just offside over the blue line. But that's one thing you'll come to find about this Flin Flon team. You know, they were second in goals in the SJHL this season, just 3 back of Yorkton for tops in the league. And overall goals per game, of course, as well, as we get the media time out here. But they did not have, this Bombers team, a top 10 scorer. They didn't have one of them. And that is the secret to their success. It's the depth of offensive attack that's led to their dynamic offensive results. And we see it through the first 3 goals here. 3 goals a half period into the series. 1 from the defense and the other 2 from 2 different forward lines. So for Estevan, like I said, the good news is still plenty of time. Definitely in this hockey game. We're just getting started, but in this first period alone, the key is going to be getting that next one, and also you got to be so sure when you're dropping that puck back or moving anything up the middle against this Bomber team in the defensive zone there, they are going to be swarming. So I think that was the messaging there from the Bruins coaching staff in the immediate timeout here. Just looking to slow things down there. Take a deep breath and get back to business. As Asmundson and Stinton now will face off on this draw just outside the Bruins blue line. 1 controlled by the Bombers, pushed in over the line. Potter's got it though, across on the one hand to Ron. Near side boards now. Rhett Ewan's down there. He's bodied off by Asmundson. Asmundson working away there. Puck taken back, though. Ewan around the boards to the far side. Kept alive down there. Ron intercepted the centering pass. But the puck kept alive for a moment. Now Ron will bust it out to center. Lead a pass on for Asmundson just out of his reach. That will go for an icing call. So we'll check in again on the YouTube live stream comments here. Bill Ashby comments in, says, "You can do it, Bruins." 4 of us watching and cheering from Surrey, BC. Let's go, Bruins. Let's go. Got another face-off here. Coming up to the left of Adams this time. 9:10 to go in this first period. Face-off, 1 back, controlled by the Bombers here. Brio into the corner. Delisle looking back for Brio. His centering pass intercepted by Getzlaff. He'll chip it out to center, and here comes Chase Holt. Holt down the left wing side as a right-hand shot. Gets it below the icing line, and taken back here by Knutson. Up for Brio to center. He'll send it in deep and give chase after it. Adams out to handle. Puck around the boards. Cut off there, though. Now Potter with it. He'll wrap the boards, but Bruce takes it back for a quick shot on goal that was stopped by Adams. Puck chipped off the boards. Again, not cleared by the Bruins there. It's kept alive this time for a shot by Delisle. Back to the left point. A quick shot. Stop. The rebound. Chip just wide of the goal. Picked up by Potter this time. Off the glass. Back out to center. Here comes Reed Arbery now on the right wing side for Morozov. Morozov looking out front. Wide of the goal. Now a shot by Yakimchuk. Rides high over the end glass and out of play. Not quite 12 minutes into this first period here. 8:07 to go in the opening frame. Stacey Elson comments in, says, "Hey, Marty, Rory's grabbing Grandpa and family watching from out in Ontario again tonight." Looks like we're going to move this face-off here to the right of Adams in the Bruins zone here. So Rennie against Seitz on the face-off. It's won back by Leo Seitz, but back out to center. Bombers back with it. Ward, D to Knutson, up ahead to Leo Seitz from center. The Saskatoon product over the line, stood up though by Ashby. Now a shot from distance from that right point by Knutson. Grabbed and held in the glove hand of Dylan Adams. So it's 7:50 to go in this first period now. We'll get another face-off here. Deep in the Bruins zone this time. Off the draw, Miller won it back. It's to the right point. Ward with a shot. Stopped by Adams. Puck picked up here below the icing line. What a battle. Stinton and Rennie going back and forth. There are a couple of our players to watch tonight. Brought to you by Estevan Rotary. And a shot just wide of the goal here. Puck taken back by Stinton now. Watched by Aiden Lang. Now down low in behind the goal. It's chip free for Miller. Miller trying to work free. He's got it on for Rhett Ewan. Ewan back to the left point now. A shot towards the front of the goal. Deflected off a stick. Kept alive down there. This Bomber team going to work on the cycle. Back up top for a shot on the one-timer by Knutson. His stick betrayed him. Exploding in half. Puck taken back now by Lang through center. Lang up ahead with the lead feed for Olsen. Jumped his tape though this time. Puck back through center ice. Here comes Ulmer. Ulmer down the left wing side into the corner. Watched by Lang. Back to the point. Fauchon through traffic. Steered aside by Adams. Now back towards the front of the goal. The rebound stopped by Adams as well. What a stop that time. As it was Lesperance and then Lalemiere on back-to-back looks on goal. And we got an arm up here from the official. And at the Bomber blue line, we got a tripping call assessed. And it's going to be, I believe, a Bomber to go here. And sure enough, it's going to be Mounier to sit down this time. So Nathan Mounier, I'll tell you, a lot of big bodies on this back end for Flin Flon. A little bit like Melville up front. Remember all those 6'4", 6'4", 6'3"? How about this Bomber back end? Mounier in the box here, 6'3", 228. A giant in this league. Braden Bruce, who we talked about, 6'5", 212. Pierce Yakimchuk, 6'4", 201. So lots of big boys. Bruins going back to work here on the power play. Second opportunity of the night on the power dodge power play. Remember, Flin Flon's first goal came on the power play, and now the Bruins trailing 3-0 with 6:14 to go in this first period. What an opportunity to get right back in this hockey game as it's chipped in deep. Rennie on his horse in to meet it. Puck fired down the distance this time by Reed Arbery, forcing a reset here. Adams on a tee for Ethan Andrews. Andrews, a one-time Flin Flon Bomber, started his career here in Flin Flon a couple of seasons ago as this puck is fired down the ice by Yakimchuk this time. Set up here by Adams. Picked up by Ethan Andrews, and Andrews with his head up will skate with it again. On the right wing side to Beasley. Slips a check. Chips into the middle here. But the pass just unable to settle down there for Asmundsson, who was working in against Leo Seitz, the forward back. We're a minute gone, minute to go in this power play. Second of the night for the Bruins. Through center ice, here comes Potter. He'll hand on to Beasley. Beasley, he's been active in this first period. Shot just wide of the goal. Picked up right point by Getzlaf. His pass to the corner, though, intercepted by Fauchon and rifled down the length of the ice. Picked up here by Aiden Lang. Lang will skate with it now. Looking for a passing option. He'll drop it back to Beasley, to the center red, and he'll wind it in deep. Knutson around the boards with a thud. This one out to center ice, and Lang did well to poke that one away, or Miller was looking to get away for a shorthanded chance. Now, Cash Olsen on the right side to Getzlaf. He'll fire it in deep and get on his horse. Puck taken back out to center by Flin Flon as the penalty time expires. Bonnier back out of the box. Bruins fired it in, and it's picked up here by Fauchon. Up ahead here, left wing side. Ulmer will rifle it in deep down to the final 4:10 of this first period. Ashby knocked his man down. That was Lalemiere down there. Puck taken back here as Lesperance got into it with Andrews, and now he's going to have to answer as he's got some company there, and it's Getzlaf going after him, and we'll see. Lesperance has that full shield. Getzlaf doesn't care. He's reaching over the top. He wants a piece on number 37, and the official's not going to let him go here. I'll tell you what, you're going to be hard-pressed to find two more willing combatants than Getzlaf and Lesperance there. Getzlaf didn't care that the Bomber youngster had the full cage on. He was ready to drop him. And we'll see here. I think Lesperance was also looking to drop the gloves there pretty obviously. So we'll see out of all this. It looks like Andrews also going to the penalty box here for the Bruins. And we'll see if there is an extra given to the Bruins here out of the skirmish. But from what I could see, mix up at the side of the goal there, Lesperance doing what he tends to do, which is be a thorn in the side of anybody he plays against. I'll tell you, this guy's already a force in this league. He's an 0-8, if you can believe it. Still in a 17-year-old season. Boy, he is going to be a handful in a year or two's time, even more so. But already there, he knocked down Andrews at the side of the goal, and Getzlaf didn't like it. He went over there, and we'll keep an eye on those pair as we move along in this game and this series. But in the meantime, it's back to the power play for the Bombers, with the Bruins picking up the extra. So a huge apex distribution penalty kill here for Estevan. Trailing 3-0. You can't fall down 4-0 in this first period. 3:45 to go in the period. Fauchon back at the left point, across here to Delisle. Now in the middle, Miller chops a shot wide from that bumper position. Down low now, here's Elson, takes this puck back and will fire it off the side stanchion of the glass back out through center. Into the final 3:20 now of this first period. Puck into the corner, controlled. Delisle back to Fauchon. Cross to that right side half wall. Seitz back to Fauchon, across Delisle. Fakes the shot, he's right in clean. Ripping the wrist shot, that was denied by Adams, a big stop. Williams takes the puck back and will send it down the length of the ice. 17 minutes gone, down to the final 3 minutes of the first period. The shot's 15-4 for the Bombers, who have the puck here with still 46 seconds of power play time to work with. Down low, Ron to the line, kept alive by Ward, across to the right point now on the right side half wall. Stinton got it back to Ward for a shot deflected wide. Puck taken back, Ward again at the left point to the right. Now in the middle, Ward to the left side, Knutson back to Ward. Ward across to the right side half wall. Morozov will settle it. He'll send across. Knutson, a quick wrist shot, stopped by Adams. And the puck sent down the length of the ice here on a big clear again by Estevan. Down to the final 5 seconds of the power play. Knutson will drop it back to Ward. Bruins get their man back out of the box. As the puck's controlled, so back to 5-on-5. As this puck is wrapped in deep. Brio got it to the side of the goal there. And a chance at the side of the goal was steered aside. Brio was in there. Yakubchuk was pinching in. Now Ulmer up ahead, lost this one at center ice to Aiden Lang. Lang will send it back in deep. Yakubchuk back on the reconvene. Off the boards out to center, and Bruins chipped it back over the blue line but had to tag up to get back onside. Here's Yakubchuk. Looks off the passing option, sends across to Bruce D to D, and now up ahead. Brio over the blue line on the left side for Wyatt Stinton. Stinton down to the side of the goal. Brio back up top. Yakubchuk with a shot that was waved at by Stinton in the net front. We're into the final minute of this first period. Puck around the boards. Bruins. Nice play here. Asmundsson to Muller out to center, but he didn't get the red line. Asmundsson gonna ensure no icing call. Puck around the boards. Chipped at by the Bombers, but nice keep for a moment by Estevan. Now it's steered back through center. Andrews back to collect on it. He's being watched by Rhett Ewan. Andrews will fire this puck up ahead, looking for Holt. Holt will race to open some space, and here comes Olsen with a tough angle shot, and that one just over the bar. Karams back out to center off the end glass. Puck fired in, stopped by Trent on a shot from outside the blue line. And another one from outside the blue line. That was settled by Trent. As that'll do it for this first period of play. And at the end of one, the Bombers living up to the billing, showing why they were the top team in the league this season. Make no mistake, this team is dangerous. The Bruins, though, able to stop the bleeding after the 3-0 goal. However, the shots at the end of the period, 16-6, and that's with the last two coming from outside the blue line. Really was 16-4 until those two dumped in on goal, though again, never a bad idea, especially when you're struggling for a bit of offense early on in a game. Fire them in there, fire them on net, even from distance. It really is something how simple shots on goal, even from just outside the blue line, can help garner some momentum. You never know when you might catch a lucky bounce as well. So 3-0, the Bombers lead at the end of one. And the big story, like we were talking about there, that depth of offense from this Flin Flon team. Not one player in the top 10 is scoring despite their offensive proficiency this season, and we saw it on display with 3 different goal scorers, 2 different forward lines, and 1 from the defense getting in on the scoring in that first period. So with that, we are going to take a quick step aside here. And when we return, shifting gears a little bit, we'll check in with tonight's player profile. Rory Elson, your Bruins captain, your man of the hour tonight. We'll check in with him, get his thoughts heading in to this series. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream.
Whether it's 9 holes on the hideout or staycation camping with the family, Hidden Valley has seasonal, monthly, weekly, and daily options available. Hidden Valley has what it takes to make warm memories by the campfire that will last long through the winter cold. Discover the hideout at Hidden Valley in Estevan. Visit HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com today, where golf is fun. Since 1923, the Rotary Club of Estevan has played a vital role in improving our community through service and stewardship. Among the Rotary's major fundraising initiatives is Lobster Fest in the spring. Nearly 800 people take part in the Rotary Club's Lobster Fest each year, making it one of Estevan's most anticipated annual events. To learn more about other Rotary initiatives, visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page. Are you tired of waking up like this? Or this?
My back! Oh, my back!
Come see Dr. Trevor Erdy at King Street Chiropractic. Dr. Erdy will assess, diagnose, and deliver hands-on chiropractic treatment to help you and your back feel at your best. Book your appointment with Dr. Trevor Erdy today, located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan. Marty Martinson here, and I'm joined now by Rory Elson, captain of the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins, heading into this one. And well, Rory, it's the time of the year you guys all look forward to. Game one of the playoffs in Flin Flon tonight. I guess first and foremost, just talk a little bit about kind of where the group's at. Obviously, punching the ticket to the postseason to close out kind of the regular season there, and now looking ahead to the biggest game of the year here to kick things off.
Yeah, it was definitely a little longer than we expected for punching our ticket, but we've been in playoff mode for a while now. A lot of those last games were a lot of must-wins, and when it comes down to it, if you're in playoff mode a little early, better late than never, right? So since we're already in it now, might as well keep it up.
That's right, and as you talk about, this team battle-tested there, as you allude to there, and you look at even the season series, just the 4 games between these two teams, but you guys won the first one, a real close game there as well in the 2-1 final earlier in this building. Just your thoughts on, I guess, the matchup here. Like I said, you guys have only seen this group here 4 times this season, but some real emotion in those games as well. Just what do you kind of expect heading into this one?
Yeah, obviously when you think of a 1 versus 8, and honestly you might think of it as a bit different than it is what it is here, as in we've beaten them before, so why not do it again? And yeah, a couple games might have got heated, so it's not saying keep your head up, but just keep your head on a swivel and then just always be able to give it back.
That's right, and obviously, this Flin Flon team here, a lot made of their home record this year, but for you guys, you played some of your best hockey on the road as well here as seemingly the underdogs there. We've seen this group be able to score in bunches and things like that. What do you see as kind of the key to finding some success here in enemy territory for game one tonight?
Yeah, a big thing that Drew's been pushing is score quick, score first, so if we can get the first one on the board, they'll start to crumble.
That's right, and then maybe just a quick word as well. Obviously, special teams always a big talking point heading into a series, but especially in this one. You guys have been top 5 power play, top 3 for much of the year as well against this Bomber team that's been likewise. Just how important do you see kind of that special teams battle being between these couple of groups?
Yeah, definitely in the playoffs, the special teams can definitely change the game. So it's just all the little details that we need to focus in on. Power play's been really hot recently, so we look forward to keeping that going in the postseason, and then just the PK. Block shots when we have to.
Perfect. Well, always appreciate the time. Thanks again there, Rory.
Awesome. Thanks, Marty.
That's Rory Elson. I'm Marty Martinson. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. Nothing says home like a freshly brewed cup of coffee and some sit-down breakfast. The Western Star in Estevan knows that. That's why they offer a complimentary breakfast buffet as well as full kitchen suites to make your stay feel a little bit more like home. Whether coffee, mocha, hot chocolate, or cappuccino, the Western Star has what you need to start the morning right. Call 306-636-9000 to book your stay today. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities.
All right, and we'll take it on back here now. Big thanks to Rory Elson for jumping on as tonight's player profile. Always great to hear from him, and especially heading into the biggest time of the year. You want to hear from the captain heading into game one of the postseason, and some real nice insights there. I like what he said about, hey, why not us? Let's get out there, do what we can. And of course, for the Bruins there, they were looking to get that first goal, try and put Flin Flon on their heels a little bit. But as we saw in that first period, again, there's a reason why this Bomber team clinched the top spot in the league, finished 10 points up on the field there, and it's because of really their depth of offensive attack. It's not 1 or 2 guys that'll kill you on this team. It's their depth of attack. It's their 3 top lines there when they're rolling things out. I don't know if I even got a chance to mention back in the pregame. I was writing it up in the series preview there. But for Joey Lees, he is not in this game. He led the Bombers in scoring this year with 55 points, also led them in goals with 27. He's their top-line centerman usually, but he is not in the lineup tonight to start this series. He's out with a lower body injury, and out with an upper body injury is Ryder Muka as well, Creighton product. There, Lee's the hometown Flin Flon boy. They're one of them on this roster as well. So a couple of local area guys, big parts of their offense, not even in the lineup. That's really 2/3 of one of their top lines. You look at the guy Landon Alexander as well as an alternate captain with them. He's out injured now. So again, it's the depth of attack, and we saw that firsthand in that first period there. Sam Ward getting the party started, just 3:25 into the first period. It was a power play goal. Ward from Reed Arbery, the scoring play. And for Sam Ward, if you remember, he was brought in to Flin Flon early on in the season, but he did not start the season with the Bombers. He was brought in a little bit in about mid-October, made his debut with the team on October 17th, and he's one of those guys who's brought in for primarily his offensive exploits from the back end. He's got major junior experience, Kamloops, BC guy, and we saw him. He was on that Viking Cup roster for Team SJHL. He's point per game or so through his first 20 or so games of the year. Finished the season with 23 points in 35 games total, so he's one of those guys. Offense is his name of his game. He plays that, offensively inclined game. He jumps in from the point position whenever he gets that opportunity. I mentioned back in that first period, watch for Caleb Potter to be one of those guys for the Bruins who gets in there, will jump in. If he sees the opportunity, he sees a forward down in the corner with that puck on his stick, he'll creep down on kind of that weak side and look to get himself open for an opportunity. Well, Ward is the same sort of thing. However, his opening goal in this game was from the blue line. It was just a real heads-up play there. He's a power play quarterback, got the puck back at the point, and, just a simple wrist shot there. He saw the traffic in front. The assists on that one going to Reed Arbery, which is not right. It was Stinton who picked up the primary assist on that one, because if you remember, it was down low. I'm trying to think. I think Morozov got the secondary too on that one, so I'm not sure where they got Arbery for the assist on that one, but nonetheless, it was actually Morozov to Stinton, back to Ward at the point, and then again, that's why you talk about, for you young hockey players who might be listening to the broadcast, this is where if you want to work the power play as a defenseman, you want to work the point on the power play, keep your head up. It's not about how hard you shoot it. It's about finding those open opportunities like Ward there where you got traffic in front, sift them through. Practice that in the backyard, on the hockey rink there, in the community, or, at your team practices. Work on that. You get the puck back at the blue line. You watch what Sam Ward does there. You watch guys like Ethan Andrews on the Bruins side as well. Scored 11 goals this year from the back end, doing a lot of plays like that, right? You get it back. It's on your stick. You got your head up. And what you're trying to do is just find a little bit of space there past that first forward out there to block the shot. If you can get it past him, you can see a little bit of daylight there through the traffic in front. You see the goaltender's eyes are taken away there, or you can put it on to the other side. If he's peeking around, the guy set the screen, fire it to that far side of the net there. You'll get rewarded and become a real standout power play player. That's a big part of it. Working that blue line is having that mental IQ to the game, right? You're finding those opportunities, sifting pucks, and Ward gets rewarded for it. One of the best in this league at doing just that, and scores the opening goal of this series on a power play strike with that goal. Then Rhett Ewan would make it 2-0 5 minutes later. Ewan's just an absolute force of nature. I talked about the big bodies on the back end for this Flin Flon team. 6'3" Mounier, 6'5" Bruce, 6'4" Yakimchuk, all north of 200 pounds. Rhett Ewan leads the Monsters physically up front for this Flin Flon team, but really there's a couple of guys who are especially physically imposing up front on this Bomber team. Rhett Ewan, 6'3", 201, and Leo Seitz, who I've said at every game of the season series, 6'1", 179. He's officially listed. No chance. He's an easy 6'2", maybe 6'3", 200. No question about it. He's a big boy as well. And for Ewan, using his size on the offensive cycle game. Remember that second goal was one of those where pass off the side of the net there, just kind of, getting a little bit of, a little bit lackadaisical. But again, it's tough to point the finger when you think it's game one of the playoffs. It is a ruckus atmosphere here for a lot of these guys. It's their first taste of playoff hockey here in the SJHL. And it's just what it is it's a reminder. It's one of those teaching points, right? Early on in the series, early on against this Flin Flon team, you got to be so sure when you have that puck there on your stick. If you're playing it back deeper into your defensive zone, it's got to be crisp and it's got to be on the tape, right? Because otherwise, bobbled puck there goes off the side of the net. Goaltender can't locate it because he's not expecting that it's a quick pass. Stinton out front. So for Wyatt Stinton, that's his second assist of the game there. If they give him the primary like you should have on that first one as well. Stinton out front to Rhett Ewan, and he snaps it top corner, far side. Again, no chance for the goaltender. Ewan kind of alone in front there, snapping that one home. He's going to score every time on a chance like that. That'll make it 2-0. And then Daniel Morozov made it 3-0 on another bit of a tough play, right? Bruins have the puck. They have it in the defensive zone. Simple plays there off the wall. Instead, it's up the middle, right into the shin pads there of Morozov. He knocks it down and then cuts right in, right? Nobody in front of him. And again, mid-slot area, Morozov, he's not scoring 9 out of 10. He's scoring almost 10 out of 10 because he's that's his game, right? You give this guy open space. He's as skilled as they come on this Bomber team. Just a young guy, 18-year-old season there is Morozov. He won't be 19 until next November. So, one of those young talents on this team where, you give him that open time and space. That's, he's working all day with that. He's going to make you pay. And he does just that to make it the 3-0 game there. And that goal came in quick succession as well. We talk about it, right? 5 minutes after the 1-0 goal by Ward on the power play. Then it was Ewan 5 minutes later, and then a minute after that, not even. From the 8:31 mark, Ewan's goal to the 9:27 mark, Morozov's. And they both came off those similar plays, right? So it's just about everything in the D zone has got to either be hard off the wall or it's got to be crisp on the tape, right? That's what you're looking for, is that precision. Precision is the key word when handling that puck because, again, this Flin Flon team bring it like only the elite teams do, right? I look at Melfort and Battleford as kind of that the other two in this league that are comparable as far as the way they push the pace, right? Everything, it's down your throat. It's coming at you there. It's, it's really pressuring. It's the D holding that blue line. It's seemingly at all costs there, even if it's just a, 2-goal game, mid-second period. They're pushing, right? So you got to be prepared for that aggressiveness because they're coming. They got the dogs loose. And they're coming after that puck every time. So something to keep an eye on here. The good news for the Bruins is, again, yes, it's a 3-0 hole here at the end of the first, but sometimes in a series like this there where it's, oh boy, it's nerves, it's anticipation, it's, oh boy, here we go, we can't make a mistake. Down early in this first game is not the end of the world. You look, they stopped the bleeding. That was a 3-0 goal there. Like I said, a minute after the 2-0 goal, Morozov made it 3-0. Things could have crumbled. I mean, it could have just been, oh boy, next thing you know, it's 5-0. But the Bruins, to their credit, were able to bounce back, right? They killed, 2 more penalties after that first one that Ward scored on, killed 2 more Flin Flon power plays. Again, you don't want to keep giving this team chances or they are going to burn you. It's not a matter of if, it's when. They scored almost 1 for 4 all season. So you don't want to be giving them any more looks if you can help it, or too many more looks at least. But at the same time, for this Bruins team, a couple of big penalty kills. And then as we moved along in that period, you could see him kind of settling back in a little bit, getting a couple of looks late in the period, putting on some pressure. So that's what it's about. Game 1 here. You're the underdogs. It's about feeling. You got a little bit of a feel now through that first period. A little bit of a tough go, down 3-0. It's not that it's not going to be a mountain. But again, this team stopped the bleeding there. And now it's about playing your game, right? Chipping away. We've talked about it all season. It's not about, oh boy, I guess we got to get 3 goals now. It's about we got to get that next one and see where the momentum can take us from there because especially for this Bruins team, they've shown that ability to score in bunches this season. So we'll see what they can manage in this second period, if they can chip away or if it will be the Bombers who continue on the scoring front into period 2. The shots at the end of the first, as we talked about, 16-6. as we get set for puck drop on period 2. And it's Rennie against Stinton to start it off. Bruins fire it in from center. Ethan Andrews got it deep. Mounier to play it around the boards here. Rennie on him, applying pressure. Here comes Fauchon now. His outlet to center. Just out of the reach of his intended target. Adams will steer it to the corner boards. Puck up the wall. Not cleared past Stinton, though. Now for Miller, a tough angle shot. Off the paddle of Adams. Lang quickly up the boards. But again, see Bombers just pinching in. Taking away the walls. And a quick shot right in tight by Ewan was stopped by Adams again. He's had to be sharp here to start this game, no question. Puck's taken back now by Mounier. He'll skate with it. Up ahead to center. It's deflected by Delisle through his skates there with the stick that time. Right down to the side of the goal. And it'll be covered there by Dylan Adams. Delisle a little bit reminiscent of a Bomber player of a couple of seasons ago. If you remember, Jackson Martins. Right-hand shot. Maybe more skewing, though, on the playmaking end of things, but one of those guys, he's crafty in those tight quarters. He's out there with Brio, who fires a shot on from a tough angle, and Adams has got that in the midsection. He'll hang on. And so a face-off as a result to the left of Adams this time. Beasley in here to take it. The left-hander Beasley against the righty Delisle. And this puck controlled by Estevan. Off the side glass and through center. That'll go, though, for an icing. No, it won't. So play continues on here. It's Ron at center. Will fire it back in deep on right. On his horse giving chase. Muller in there applying pressure as well. Puck chipped off a tandem of sticks. It's back out to center. And the Bruins forced to regroup with it here from their defensive territory. Matthew Ron's got it on his stick. Up ahead to Beasley down the left wing boards. He'll drop to on right. Round the wall in deep behind the net for Aspenson. Puck steered back out to center by Flin Flon and chopped back in by Estevan. Cramp now in there on his horse in hard on the forecheck. Forcing Flin Flon to rifle this one around the boards, and that will go for an icing call this time as Jared Ashby gets back to tag up. Let's check in again on the YouTube live stream comments. Great to hear from you. And if you haven't commented in yet, we'd love to hear from you. Thoughts on the night's action, where you're listening in from, goal predictions, who gets that next one, birthday shout-outs and other greetings, all of the above. As this puck's won back here for Ward around D to D, and it's chipped up ahead and off of Ron at the blue line into the Bruins bench. So get back to the comments there. Mark Reynolds comments in, says go Bruins go. Sean comments in, says let's go Bruins, listening on a plane over Colorado. So how about that? Great to hear from you. As always there, Sean, from whether it's Mexico or Colorado or back home in Estevan. AA Bruins also watching tonight's game, saying go Bruins. As we get a shot right on, that was flagged down in the glove hand of Charlie Tritt. And we heard from head coach Drew Koser back in the pregame of tonight's contest. Talk about the importance of testing Tritt throughout this first game. They want traffic, they want pucks on goal, and they want to try and make his life difficult. And they're doing that right now. Puck right to the front of the goal. What a save by Tritt on Potter. How about that stop? Track of that puck across on the save. Now Rennie out of the sideboards. Scrum. He'll look to try and work that puck free here along with Olsen. Has got the wall sealed off down there. It's played around the boards. Chipped off the glass, but not cleared. Olsen back towards the front of the goal. Bruce back to get it. Knocked down by Rennie, and oh boy, this is going to be a penalty. It's going to be a cross-checking call against Ewan Rennie here. And so, Rennie will go to the box here, and it will be back to the Bombers' power play. Bruins back to the Apex Distribution penalty kill. Not quite 3 minutes into this second period. Still a 3-0 Bomber lead here. But the Bruins with a big kill here. Coming up, we'll see how they manage on this one. Cramp against Miller. Miller wins it back to Fauchon. Walks the blue line across to Delisle. Now to Leo Seitz. Seitz gets it across there for Jack Martin. Martin dusts it off. Passes across to Delisle at the right point. Now back to Fauchon at the left. Shot wide of the goal. Miller saucers one back to Fauchon. To Delisle now. Right-hand shot, right side point. Back in the middle to Fauchon, a shot, and that one juggled for a moment by Adams, but he's got it clasped in the glove hand for a stoppage. Yeah, that's one thing about Dylan Adams. You can see him now. He's leaning on the back of the crossbar there. Cool as a cucumber here, despite being busy in this game. He's faced 20 shots already. We're only 3:20 into the second period of play. Puck controlled here by the Bombers. In with a quick shot, blocked down in front, and Adams an excellent save there on the follow-up chance. Fauchon across to Leo Seitz. Back up top here. Delisle to Seitz, to Delisle, to Seitz. Back up top now to Fauchon and across to Seitz. The one-timer stop. The rebound corralled as well by Adams, who's got it as he sprawled across the blue paint that time to take that chance away from Connor Miller in the net front area. Hanging on to that one. Minute 5 to go in this Flin Flon power play. And another face-off here in the Bruins zone this time. Puck controlled back at the point. Moved across to Morozov at the right side point. He'll work to the middle. Interchange with Ward, who one times home. His second power play goal of the night. And that'll make it 4-0 Bombers here. Second goal of the night for Sam Ward. And I believe Morozov and Stinton will pick up the helpers on that scoring play. And for Stinton, that would be a 3-assist night here in game 1 already. So Rennie against the Seitz line here on the face-off. Want it back, but the Bruins can't get over the center this time. It's fired back in deep. Picked up by Potter. D to Matthew Ron. Ron will launch this one up ahead. It was deflected off a stick. Ulmer takes it back and will drop it back to Xavier Fauchon through center. He'll fire this one on goal. Glove down by Dylan Adams. So Sam Ward, second of this game, second of the playoffs, makes it a 4-0 game here and a second power play strike, as well as we talked about the importance of discipline as we move along in this series. So Miller against Cramp on this face-off in the Estevan zone this time. Puck controlled here. Ashby to center. Up ahead to Onright. His shot. An excellent look on goal and a nice stop by Charlie Tritt. Puck back to the left point. Steered back out to center, and here come the Bombers. Ewan looking across, broken up by Breeze, who knocked down the centering pass, and it's golf back out to center. So Flin Flon fire it in. Not quite 5 minutes into the second period. Breeze under duress here. That's Stinton down there. He's so crafty, stealing those pucks, and he got one down for Miller, who got a chance in tight. Stinton again working off the physical contact. He's behind the net. Passing back to the blue line, and this puck chipped back in deep of the Estevan zone. Breeze with a moment now. Lead feet ahead to Muller, and he'll deflect it in deep of the offensive zone. Puck moved out, though, quickly here. Bombers to the line. Beasley did well to seal it off that time, but it is now back out to center. Here comes Jack Martin chipping it over the blue line. And then back off the glass to center. Estevan Hewitt. As Lang now through center will take off. Lang at center red. Bodied off by Delisle there in neutral ice, and then knocks over Delisle. What a battle here going between Lang and Delisle. Now Martin and Asmundson mixing up in front of the Bruins bench as well. And we'll see here. It looks like cooler heads will come from all this. But you can see a bit of that nastiness coming through here. And I believe we're going to get a face-off here at center. Yes, we are. So Beasley against Seitz, 24 versus 14 on the face-off this time. And off the draw here, it's scrummed into the Flin Flon zone. Taken back by Bruce. Up the sideboards, but not cleared. Ron pinching in to keep it alive. Ron back with it at the left point. Threw one towards the front of the goal. That one just dipped wide. Taken back here, down low by the Bombers. Little head fake and then a lead feed to Morozov. Got as far as the offensive blue line and then turned back by Estevan. About 6.5 minutes into this second period. Here come the Bombers again. It's Leo Seitz trying to split the defense. Knocked off stride. And he takes the net off its moorings. Like I talked about, he's a handful down there, isn't he, Leo Seitz? Knocked the net off that time, so we'll get things reset here before resuming the play. 6:33 into the second period. It's a 4-0 Bombers lead here. Face-off to come in the Estevan zone. Rennie against Miller on the face-off. And off the tie-up this time. Puck won around the boards here. Moved up, but kept alive by Knutson down there. Now Williams has got it. Fanned on the outlet pass, and he's swarmed by his opposite, number 17. Lalemiere's down there, along with Ulmer. Going to work. Down low for Lalemire. He's knocked off his feet. Puck taken back by Williams now on the outlet to center, but this one deflected off a stick and jumps into the crowd there. Everybody ducking out of the way of that one. As that puck was moving on that outlet pass, just deflected away and over the side glass into the stands that time. Everybody able to duck out of the way of that, though. So all good, and we'll get set for a face-off here once again in the Bruins zone as a result. 7 minutes into this second period. So this time, Asmundson, the righty, battling Miller, the right-hander, on the face-off. It's controlled here by the Bruins. Andrews will skate it. Feed on the left side to on right and in deep. Puck stopped up down there. Bruce trying to move it. Boards were cut off by Holt. Puck taken on that far side now. Fauchon on the outlet to center. Lalemire stood up at center by Lang. Lang will bat this puck into the corner for Holt to pursue. Holt took a check that time, but still managed to center that pass. It was steered back to center by Flin Flon. Lang back with it in the Estevan zone now. Pass ahead under the tape of Onright that time. Taken back by the Bombers, and it's on the tape. Crisp for Jack Martin over the blue line. Here comes Martin in with a wrist shot, blocked off by Andrews. Now Delisle centering a pass for the redirect on by Martin. What a save by Adams again. And a chance at the side of the goal there, denied by Adams, who will absorb that one into the crest of that Bruins logo and hang on to it for a stoppage in play. So with 11:51 to go in this second period, nearing the midway point of this second, we get another face-off here deep in the Bruins zone. Rennie in here to take it against Leo Seitz. And off the tie-up, one back by Flin Flon, but bobbled back out to center ice. Arbery will drop it back. Knutson back for Arbery. Seitz at center will knock it off the side wall in deep. Puck moved around here. Williams on the steer out to center. And up ahead, here comes Cash Olsen. Olsen with a centering pass, knocked down by Knutson, who sprawled out in front to thwart the feed to Rennie. Puck taken back by the Bombers here. Chipped off the side boards. Morozov will just fire it out to center ice, forcing Williams on the regroup. Back up off the boards to Rennie. Now free to Potter. Left wing side, working in with a wrist shot wide of the goal. Puck taken back here by Morozov in the middle. Nearly lost there in the middle of the ice. Instead, it's strong-armed onto Arbery. His shot from distance blocked off by Ashby. Nice job there by the Bruins defender to take away the crafty Morozov's time and space, as Lalemiere will fire it in deep. Puck off the sideboards. Lalemiere takes it back for Flin Flon. Puck deflected on for L'Esperance, and he's bodied off by Ashby, who has to race now to the bench. He lost his helmet on the collision. Puck taken back by Cramp. Only for a moment, though. Bruins forced back out to center now. Ron, D to D, Breeze to Cramp. He'll deflect it in, and wrong side of center, though. That'll lead to an icing call. 10:07 to go in this first period. The shots, 28-9 for the Bombers to this point in a 4-0 Flin Flon lead. But for the Bruins, looking to chip away here. Cramp on the face-off against Miller this time. Allows the Bruins off the one draw to steer through center. Beasley cuts things off on the near side wall. Play into the corner was intercepted, and now Flin Flon back out to center. Here comes Red Ewan through center ice. He'll chip it over the blue line, and then it's batted back out to center. Ward will fire it in deep. First man back to get it is Owen Breeze. Breeze up the middle here, knocked down by Miller, and he'll work in for a quick wrist shot that was flagged down in the glove of Dylan Adams. So we'll see our second period media timeout. 4-0 game here midway through period 2. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. We'll take a brief step aside.
Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today.
All right, getting set for the resumption of play off the second period media timeout. 9:35 to go in this second period. It's a 4-0 Bomber lead here. Face-off back in the Bruins defensive zone to the left this time of Dylan Adams. Noah Asmundsson in to take this face-off. Mentioned earlier, no Lees to start this series for the Bombers. No Nate Harvey to start this series for the Bruins, as if you remember, he got injured in that second last game of the year against Weyburn. So we'll keep an eye as the series goes along on the dynamic setters for each side missing to start this best of 7. Puck chipped through center ice, stopped up by Trent here. Thrown on for Bruce. Reversal play made to Fauchon. Fauchon stapled there by Holt, who closed on him. And Xavier Fauchon, one of those guys, always a key defender there to lay the body on when you get the opportunity. Not the biggest guy, but he's quick. Doesn't take a lot of head-on impact. Puck taken back here and a centering pass. Played back to the point now, juggled out to center, and now exploding away, Cramp on a lead feed. Gorgeous pass on for Elson, who was swarmed by the Bombers' defense. Couple of big rigs down there. Yakubchuk and Mounier closed in the walls on him. Now back the other way, and centering pass intercepted, or nearly so, by Elson. At very least interrupted down there. Stinton's got it, though, working through contact as it was chipped away and controlled here by Estevan. Ron up ahead to Rennie. Receipt of that pass on his backhand. What a play by Rennie. Now behind the net with it, centering out front. Pass split the defense, and it's back down into Estevan ice. 12 minutes gone, 8 to go in this second period. The shots 30-9 for Flin Flon in this game. Bruins looking to get something here. Something going positive offensively. Lead feed to Williams, who will deflect it in deep. Puck around the boards. Arbery, though, steers it right back out to center. Here comes Morozov. Centering pass steered aside by Adams with the paddle. And now Caleb Potter on a lead pass for Rennie through center. On the left side, the chip play. Now back set for Rennie. Puck taken over here out of the scrum. Rennie stood up on the play by Ward. Puck around the boards and just jumps the tape back out to center. Breeze has got it here, though. Lead feed looking for Beasley. Had to spin off a check of sights and sent in deep by Flin Flon. And Lalemiere now plays it back out to center ice as the point had been vacated, with Flin Flon's defense making a line change. Mounier withstands the checking that time. Gets a pass up ahead here and through center ice. Here comes Ulmer. Got it across. L'Esperance down into the corner. Deflected on. Lalemiere now. Back to the left point. The one-timer by Fauchon, and that was stopped by Adams. Lalemiere now trying to muscle his way to the net front area. Puck chipped off the boards, not cleared. Mounier keeps it alive. Now Beasley with it. With a chance here. He's got some help from Andrews, but it's back into the corner. L'Esperance. Beasley closes on him. Up the boards, on right now for Beasley. Up ahead here for Muller, who will apply pressure so his mates can make the line change. Down to the final 6 minutes of this first period. Trent up the boards here. Ulmer to center ice. Up ahead on that left wing side. Ewan will get it played in deep. Rhett Ewan thundering in there on the forecheck. Bruins do well to chip this one back out to center. But now Ron and Yakubchuk, and Ewan as well comes over. And now Ewan and Holt get a little bit testy down there. I'll tell you what, that Rhett Ewan, he is a handful down there when things get rough. Yes, we got some conversation going on between the two benches right now. And out of all this, I think we're going to have a face-off here back to center ice. So 5:44 to go in this second period. Still a 4-0 Flin Flon lead. So it's Rennie against Delisle on the face-off this time. Puck controlled by the Bombers. Delisle around the boards to Yakimchuk and around to Brio. Brio withstands the pressure. We'll send it across now to Bruce. Bruce to center red and in deep. Puck chipped back but not cleared. Delisle with a centering pass to an open flank. It's taken back by Brio out front, and what a chance! And did Adams get a piece? I think he might have got a piece of the blocker on that one. Wow. Delisle right in front looking for the layup into the empty net, and what a stop. Boy, I'd like to see a replay on that one. It may have just been airmailed high. I thought Adams maybe got a tip, maybe even the tip of the back of the stick, the knob of the stick. As it seemed like there's a little bit of contact with something, and boy, oh boy, he's been busy tonight. 31-9 the shots to this point with 5 minutes to go in this second period. So it'll be Rennie against Arbery on the face-off this time. Now Rennie's tossed out. Olsen instead comes in and actually wins that face-off back as well as the winger in. Puck chipped off the boards, not cleared past Arbery though. Now it is. Nice play. Olsen free to Andrews. Andrews. Been a standout for the Bruins tonight. Gets it into the corner boards. Taken back here by Flin Flon. Ward off the boards. To center no further. Cramp takes it back and will send it on goal with his mates having a tag up to get back on side. 4.5 minutes to go in period 2 here. Puck up ahead. Morozov dropped it off to Seitz. Seitz with a centering pass. Puck taken back here by Ward at the point. Left point. Shot wide. Chance at the side of the goal there. Breeze on a box out. Arbery there and a quick shot from Ward. 2 goals already tonight for Sam Ward. Fired another one on, but Adams the denial. And will hang on to that puck as well. For a face-off to be had back in the Estevan zone once again. 4:07 to go on the time clock. Asmundsson comes in for this face-off against the Lesperance unit. And Asmundsson got the win back this time. Puck up ahead for Holt to center. And he'll send it in deep. Lalemiere up the boards. Chip past the Bruins forecheck, and it's back out through center ice. Ulmer sends it in deep. Lesperance, first man in after it. Gets it into the corner, looking for Ulmer. Puck around to the near side boards. Bruce shot, blocked by Getzlaf. Puck taken back at the side of the goal. Here's Jaron Ashby. Chips it free for Breeze. Breeze up the boards here to Holt and out to center. Here comes Getzlaf. He's got a man joining him. A 2-on-1. Getzlaf. And just couldn't handle that puck. Bobbled it there, and you don't get too many 2-on-1s against this Bomber team there. Puck taken back here by Potter, and he'll send it in. Stopped up by Tritt down there as we'll get a whistle and a stoppage. So Bruins still stuck on single-digit shots tonight. But a face-off just outside the offensive blue line this time. Beasley against Miller on this faceoff. Beasley did well to win it back. Clean this time. It's fired in. 17 minutes gone. 3 to go in the period. Puck carried through center ice. Sent in by Miller, and he'll race in after it. Round the boards. It's taken back by Muller this time. Pushed out to center and then fired right back in by Flin Flon. Ron around the boards. On right. Will force this one out to center and chip into the middle for Muller. He's in alone. What a save there by Trent, flying across on Bennett Muller, the Bruins' best look of the night. What a move there by Muller to the backhand and an unbelievable stop by Trent. Now a shot wide of the goal. And Karam's back out to center ice. So a couple of nice looks there for the Bruins. Rennie races after this one as puck around now for a shot towards the front of the goal, deflected on the bid on goal by Lang. Stopped by Trent. Puck taken free here by the Bombers. Off the glass and to center, forcing an offside as the Bruins tried to hold the line, but at the very least, a little bit of a spark here. A couple of nice looks by Estevan in recent moments here. So it's Rennie against Delisle on this face-off. Rennie won it back. Andrews right in on the shot on goal from center. That Rennie Williams-Olsen line back out there trying to engineer something late in this second period. Minute 40 to go. In the middle frame, Lang picks up this puck. His outlet pass missed that time, but will not go for an icing calls. It was off the stick of Sam Ward. Ward's got it now in the Flin Flon zone. Whipped on his head man. Drops it back instead to Knutson. Pass up ahead here to Arbery through center. Tries to slip his way past Lang, who did well to take the man, not worry about the puck. And Andrews will take the puck now and looked ahead man there. Elson was tied up, so Andrews calls his own number, works in for a quick wrist shot as we hit the final minute. In period 2, Andrews' shot on was stopped by Trent, who will hang on for a stoppage in play. So a face-off here as a result, coming up to the left of Trent this time. Puck thrown around the boards here and then worked up ahead by the Bombers on a lead feed out of the reach of Leo Seitz that time. That'll go for another icing call, so with 49.4 to go, we'll get a face-off back here in the Flin Flon zone this time. And so, Asmundson against Seitz on the draw. In the Flin Flon zone. One back for the control by Ron. His shot from distance blocked down in front. Puck taken back here by the Bombers. Chip back out to center. Morozov couldn't get it past Potter that time. Puck taken back by Asmundson over the blue line. Trying to slice his way through the defense that time. Asmundson back out in front to Getzlaf towards the front of the goal. Wouldn't go. Now at the side of the goal, a chance. Morozov tries to go hard up the wall. Cut off by Ron. Bruins applying some nice pressure here. Over these final 30 or so. Puck chip back down off the side wall. Right on the Estevan goaltender. And now Potter up ahead for Asmundson through center. Final 4 seconds on the clock. As he'll try and get a shot away off the outside of the net as the horn sounds and time expires. So at the end of 40 minutes, 4 goals the difference. It's a 4-0 Bomber lead here. And I think Stinton just maybe took a penalty here. We'll see. He was having some words there with the Bomber players, or with the Bruin players, I should say. They were skating off, and the referee blew his whistle, but maybe that was just to say, hey, everybody, smarten up here, or I'll have to call penalties. I don't see any time added up on the score clock there as far as penalties, so perhaps just a warning in any case. As I said, at the end of 2, 4 goals the difference, a 4-0 Flin Flon lead here. The shots, a big concern here for the Bruins, 33-12 through 40 minutes of play. So for Estevan, if they want to come back in this third period to at least make it a tight game, they're going to have to find a way to infiltrate that Bomber defense and test the league's top goaltender a little bit more. Tritt on his way to top goaltender honors this year in the SJHL, led the league outright in both goals against average and save percentage. He had a .934 save percentage. Next best in the league was, I think, .922. And you might be thinking, well, behind this Bomber team, he probably didn't have to face that many shots. Well, that is true, but he actually had better numbers, played more games, and had better numbers in Humboldt, who were outside the playoff picture when he was dealt at the trade deadline. He actually had a .940 save percentage. Well, he's a member of the Broncos. So, yeah, he's a pretty good goaltender, and you're going to have to test him a lot. Take his eyes away, and it's probably going to be something greasy on a second chance to beat him on any given night, but especially tonight. So, for the Bruins, a couple of chances late in that frame, though. Possibly some momentum to build on. We saw him pushing the attack through those final 30 seconds. We saw a great chance just before that on the chance on right, sending in Muller. Forehand, backhand chance denied on Tritt's best of the night. So at that, we are going to take a quick step aside here. When we return, checking in on the full scoring summary through 40 minutes. And then also coming up as we move along through the second intermission, we will check in for the first time tonight on the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by our friends at the Western Star in Estevan. And I'm chomping at the bit there. I can't wait for that segment because it's night one across the board for the SJHL playoffs. All kinds of great matchups, but we'll have that, like I said, coming a little bit later on. For now, we'll take that step aside, back with the scoring summary when we return.
Looking forward to warmer days ahead. Nothing says spring is coming like booking 9 holes with friends at Hidden Valley in Estevan. Hidden Valley offers seasonal passes, 10-game punch cards, and daily rates on the Hideout, along with camping and mini golf options for weekend fun the whole family can enjoy. Discover the Hideout today at HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com, where golf is fun. For over 100 years, the Rotary Club of Estevan has been a local chapter of Rotary International, a nonprofit organization that aids millions of people around the world. Rotary International's biggest mission is the eradication of polio, with more than 1.4 million members worldwide dedicated to improving their communities through service and stewardship. Visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page for more information on the club and how to get involved today. To be at their best, your Estevan Bruins have to feel their best. Dr. Trevor Erdy is the official chiropractor of the Estevan Bruins. Located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan, Dr. Erdy operates a full-time family practice in the community. As a chiropractor, he assesses, diagnoses, and delivers hands-on chiropractic treatment to his patients. Call Dr. Trevor Erdy today to book your appointment, 306-634-2918.
All right, we'll look to take it on back here for a bit as we check in on the scoring summary through 40 minutes. If you're just tuning in, we are currently in the second intermission at the end of 40 minutes. It's a 4-0 Bomber lead shots 33-12. Opening the scoring tonight, just 3:25 into the first. Sam Ward on the seeing eye shot from the blue line. Great heads-up play as we established by Ward to see the traffic, sift one through for the 1-0 tally. Again, showing right off the bat the dangers of taking penalties against this league's best power play. Ward's first a power play strike, just 3.5 in. 5 minutes after that, Rhett Ewan at the 8:31 mark would make it 2-0 Flin Flon for Ewan. Big old Saskatchewan boy from Saskatoon, cousin of Drew Koser, the Bruins head coach and GM as well. He's big, he's mean, he's hard on pucks, and he's got a goal in this game as well. That was a nice play there, Stinton to Ewan there off that little bit of a bobble in the D zone. That made it 2-0. Then it was Morozov to make it 3-0 just a minute after that. In fact, 56 seconds later. Morozov with his first of the playoffs as well. And that was an unassisted play as he forced a turnover, took one off the shins on attempted clear, and then strode in on goal, snapped one home. No chance for the goaltender on that one. That was just a perfectly placed shot just inside the post. That made it a 3-0 game. Then in the second period, just the one goal added to that. Sam Ward with his second of the night, also on the power play, and also assisted by Daniel Morozov. So Morozov with a goal and 2 assists tonight when he gets his assist added to that first goal, and Wyatt Stinton with 3 assists tonight. He's only got 1 officially marked on the online scoring, so not too sure about that, but I'm sure he's got at least 2. But by my count, it's 3 because he had the primary on the Ward goal, and then obviously the one on the Ewan tally, and then on that Ward second one, pretty sure he gets a helper as well. So in any case, for this Bomber team, we've talked about it. It's their depth of offense. We see it there. 2 goals from the defense tonight from Ward, both power play strikes, and then Ewan and Morozov on different forward lines. A couple of left wingers chipping in with some big goals for their team as well. So at that, we are going to take another quick step aside here. When we return, checking in tonight on the out-of-town scoreboard. It's a fun night. It's the playoff kickoff night to open the SJHL postseason, the Cantera Seeds Cup playoffs, and we'll have your score updates through 40 when we return. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream.
Nothing says hockey season like out-of-town tournaments across southern Saskatchewan. That's why the Western Star in Estevan has you covered. They offer complimentary breakfast buffet, 24-hour on-site gym, free Wi-Fi, and meeting rooms available for booking to bring the whole team together before or after the game. Learn more about what sets the Western Star apart and book your stay today at 306-636-9000. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities. Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today.
All right, we will take it back here and check in on our out-of-town scores. It's Friday night, game night for the first time on the SJHL playoff slate, and all 4 series are underway officially in Yorkton tonight in the 2-7 matchup. It's a Bungie Division rivalry showdown, and it's the second straight year that the Yorkton Terriers and Melville Millionaires are facing off. Yorkton won the series last year. Melville looking for a response in this Parkland rivalry series as well. It's a 1-1 game. early stages of the second period. Of course, since we were puck drop 7:30 local Manitoba time, that means, of course, as you probably know, listening in here, 6:30 Saskatchewan time. If you maybe didn't catch that from the post there, hopefully you didn't miss too much of the action to start this game. Tomorrow will be the same thing, but because it was 6:30 Saskatchewan time start, we're a bit ahead of these other games here for the most part. In fact, actually to a man, as most of them are either just wrapping up period 1 or early stages of period 2. This one's not even 2 minutes into the second period. It's a 1-1 game, and it is Gavin Bartha with the goal for the Terriers. Obviously, a big part of that group. He plays a lot of minutes with Thomas Reese, who is the SJHL's top defenseman award winner. Of course, played his AAA in Estevan with the Bears, as we talked about often throughout the season series, tied with Boston Harkness for the defenseman scoring lead. In fact, that's an interesting storyline heading into this series, is that Reese and Harkness finished 1-2 in Defenseman of the Year voting, and also they finished tied for the scoring lead amongst defensemen in the SJHL this season. Both had tremendous seasons. They ended up kind of splitting things on the award front, as well as Reese took home top defenseman, like I said, and for Boston Harkness, he took home the Sask Player of the Year as a defenseman. That actually makes it 2 straight years that a defenseman's won Sask Player of the Year as well, because if you remember last season, if you've been following the league for a couple of years now, Ryland Silzer, who I was a massive fan of, the captain of the Larange Ice Wolves, an absolute beast, 6'4", skates like the wind, tied for third in defenseman scoring last year with 42 points. He won it. This year, Boston Harkness makes it back-to-back years, but for Harkness and Reese, 48 points this season, tied for the most amongst defensemen. And like I said, Reese, top defenseman, Harkness, Sask Player of the Year. So that's a big matchup to watch as we check in on those scores throughout the series. But yeah, Bartha, anyways, Reese's defense partner, picks up the opening goal of the series, 5:49 in the first for Yorkton. Reese does pick up an assist on that one. And then Preston Bearwald, former first overall pick in the SJHL U15 Bantam draft just a couple of years ago, picks up the opening goal for Melville to make it a 1-1 game. Ryland Oatman, who Bruins fans know well from his 4-goal game, 5 points in the season series there in the last game of the season series, picks up an assist on that Bearwald strike. So that, anyways, long way of saying it's a 1-1 game in that second period. In Nipawin tonight, game 1 between the Nipawin Hawks and the Weyburn Red Wings, and this is one of those series that I think a lot of people, myself certainly included, expect to go a pretty long way. I think I have Weyburn winning that one in 6. That's one thing I guess I could say my predictions for the series as well, since it's from the outset. I do have Yorkton winning their series in 5 games. I like Melville's team, but I just think, boy, that Yorkton top line, they're something else, and I'm not sure if Melville has quite the offense. Yorkton also obviously, goes kind of, D for D with them, with the Reese Harkness there. It's not really much of an edge either way. And then you look between the pipes there. I mean, Craig led the whole league in wins. He was a top goaltender finalist. I just got Yorkton winning that one. I think the offense is going to be too much. I think Melville, even if it's a 5-game series, I think it's going to be tight games, but I do think Yorkton wins that one in 5 games. And then the Nipawin-Weyburn game, I have Weyburn winning this series in 6 games. And we'll see here. It is Weyburn with a 2-0 lead to start game 1. Aiden Mohan, of course, 17-year-old standout. Remember how good was he in the final 2 games of the season series with Estevan, final 2 games of the regular season, I should say. Picked up his first goal of the playoffs as the first goal in that series. And then Dion Schrader, brother of Luke Schrader, on the back end, picking up the second goal to make it 2-0. Dion Schrader actually has 2 points in that game, a goal and a helper. So Weyburn out to a 2-0 lead. Like I said, I got Weyburn in 6 on that one. I just think on the back end, I like Nipawin's forwards. And it's not like they have a bad back end. They have tremendous goaltending. Gage Roberts was a goaltender of the year finalist, everything like that. I just think on the back end, you got game breakers. Just too much to overcome on the Weyburn end of things. Simon Martin, the way he skates, can make plays. Luke Schrader, Josh Carman. The experience of making the finals last year. I have Weyburn winning that one in 6, but here's Weyburn with a 2-0 lead midway through the second there. And then in the final other series, this was the toughest one for me to make a prediction on. It is the Battleford's North Stars and the Melfort Mustangs. That's a 3-6 matchup, or the 4-5 matchup. Yeah, what is that one? No, that's the, what is that one? Sorry, the 4-5 is the Weyburn Nipawin one. The 3-6, yes, is the Battleford's Melfort one. I do have Battleford's winning that series in, I think I said 7 games. So I do expect that one to be really tight as well. It is Battleford's with a 1-0 lead in that game. Looks like the end of the first period. Cole Hines with the opening goal in that series. A short-handed goal, no less, assisted by the North Stars captain, Anthony Campbell. Again, Melfort, maybe the hottest team of anybody heading into the playoffs. So, obviously, they got the goaltender there, Kabelka. That's another actually great goaltending duo. I talked about how this series, Dylan Adams and Charlie Tritt there, two of the very best in the league this season. I think in that other series there, when you got Kabelka, who was a Rookie of the Year finalist, had a .915 save percentage. Obviously a monster between the pipes going against Caden Serpa. That's 2 really athletic goaltenders showing down as well. That would be a fun one to keep up with as we move along. And as we get set for the resumption of play in this game, your main event programming. Yeah, it's a 4-0 Bomber lead here heading into period 3. And for the Bruins, looking for a big third here. They need that next one if they are to make things interesting in this third period here and put together a push. You can't go down 5-0 in the third period. I think that's safe to say. You need to get that next one and see where it takes you. Bruins did have some nice looks towards the tail end of that second period. We talked about the Muller Muller breakaway chance. The best of the bunch. We'll see what the third period has in store as we've dropped the puck. And we're underway on period 3. Mounier up ahead on that right side boards. Lost his puck to Lang. Lang trying to steer this puck back up that left side boards. Now here's Rennie with it. To the center red. Puck chipped in deep. Fauchon around the boards. Skipped off the dasher momentarily and now kept alive by Williams, throwing one towards the front. That was stopped by Tritt. Puck kept alive again just momentarily until it was knocked back out to center by Stinton. Bruins, though, coming out here with some crisp passing on this opening shift up to Olsen, who will deflect in deep and head to the bench on a line change. 47 seconds into this third period. Turnover forced here. Rennie with a shot just wide of the goal. He'll head to the bench now on a line change. Mounier round behind the net. Fauchon now will skate with it. Up ahead for Briho. Loses the defender. He's in alone. What a save by Adams, who throws that one in as a leading candidate for the Clifton's no-frills save of the game. Briho streaking in on the breakaway, pulling to the forehand. One of the U18 AAA scoring leaders from a season ago. What a year he had in U18 last year, and been an impact player obviously this season for Flin Flon. Had a 3-point game in the last game of the season series against Estevan. Puck controlled here by Breeze. Up ahead to Holt. He'll deflect it over the blue line and then muscle it into the corner deep. Nearing 2 minutes gone in this third period. Puck around the boards. Beasley thumps it back in behind the net. It's taken over, though, by Knutson. His lead feed carried on and over the blue line. And are you kidding me? We're getting a too many men call for the puck hitting the skate, and it's not supposed to be a penalty if the player doesn't interact with the puck. If it just hits his skate when he's changing, that's in the NHL. You see it all the time, and I think that's what the other official is saying to his partner there. The signal was given there. He had the 6 up on his fingers. And there we go. So right call made. And hey, you know what? Good on the official as well. And now Mike Reagan's looking for an explanation there. But, I mean, it's obvious. It's one thing if you interact in the play. That's obviously too many men. But if a guy is stepping onto the bench and it happens to hit his skate, doesn't play the puck, it is not too many men. And that is not anything new, and that's definitely not anything controversial. So, in any case, some animated conversation over there at the Flin Flon bench. And two minutes into this third period here. We'll get a face-off here just outside the Bruin line this time. Off the draw here. Fired in deep by the Bombers. And puck quickly moved back out through center. Now Jaron Ashby with it. He'll dip one off the boards to Beasley. Now up ahead. It's on right, trying to bust free. He'll feed on the left wing side into the corner for Muller. Down low, looking for the return to on right. It's taken back here by Morozov. And Morozov can really scoot. Daniel Morozov through center. Lost this one for a moment, and then Yakimchuk on the follow-up will spring it in deep. Puck taken free by Ashby now. Nice outlet here on the tape for Beasley over the line to Holt on the right side. His shot hit a skate. Puck taken back here by Reed Arbery, who will float it back out to center ice. Lang up ahead to Elson. His lead feed intercepted by Fauchon. Up ahead to Lalemiere and in deep around the boards. Looking back to the point, Elson intercepted, gets it free now to Andrews. Andrews over the blue line, fires one in, right on goal. Tripp will handle that one in the Bomber crest. So a face-off as a result here, deep in the Flin Flon zone. And it's Williams in against Stinton to take this draw here. The righty Williams against the left-hander, Wyatt Stinton. Off the face-off this time. The control here for Connor Miller. Back out to center. Here comes Stinton. Receiving that puck through his skates. Took a tumble over the blue line. Backed up on the play, though, by Ewan. Ewan into the corner. Red Ewan. Back to the left point. A shot right on by Yakimchuk. Swallowed up and held by Dylan Adams. So a face-off here to the right of Adams this time. Just over 3.5 into this third period. Still a 4-0 Bomber lead. The Sights line comes on for this offensive zone face-off against Rennie out there defensively. And this time the puck moved around to Morozov. Slips one down looking for Sights. Puck played here to the side of the goal, and this one chipped free now off the sideboards. Left wing, boards to center. Olsen will send it in deep. Tritt around the wall, not past Ron. Free to Williams, trying to dip his way into the middle that time, thwarted. As that puck hit a skate. Now, Ward's got Rennie there, hemmed to the sideboards. Ron's in there as well, sealed off, and we'll get a whistle and stoppage in play. So another face-off here as a result to come deep in the Flin Flon zone. And so it's Asmundson against Stinton this time. And off the scramble of a draw, Potter back up top to Ron with a wrist shot through traffic, and that one grabbed off by the goalie Trent. So a face-off this time to the right of Tritt's crease. Bruins doing a nice job here of at least getting some offensive zone time. Draw one here, but sprung onto by Stinton. Stinton will lay it in deep and give chase. Tried for the centering pass that was spinning like a top. It comes back out to center. Pass into the middle. Taken back, eaten up by Meunier. Meunier fakes the shot, takes it into the corner, controls it, and plays it to the side of the goal for Ulmer to pick up on the cycle. Not quite 5 minutes into this third period now. Puck down on the end boards, on the near side wall. And this puck will be held right to a standstill. Ron and Ewan were in there, jockeying for control. So 5:03 into this third period. We'll get another face-off here. This one in the Bruins zone to the right of Adams. And so it's Elson against Lesperance on the face-off. Puck one back to Ward. The quick shot, looking for the hat trick. That was stopped by Adams, and a turnaround drive by Lalemiere. Deflected high as well. 5:15 into this third period now. Oliver Cramp against Lesperance on this face-off. Puck through center ice. Here comes Elson over the blue line. In with a shot. That one deflected high by Ward. Puck taken back by Elson again. He'll drop to Breeze. Up ahead to Onright and in deep. Knutson down low. Swarmed by Elson. Bruins, though, unable to work it back cleanly to the point. This one intercepted and taken back. But hold on. We've got a high stick on the play, and it's going to be Ryder Knutson to sit down for two here. Getting the stick up on Carter Onright. And so it will be Bruins back to the power dodge power play here, and maybe just what they need. Outshot 37-13 in a 4-0 Bombers lead. A chance to chip away a little bit, maybe get a goal on the board here. Asmundsson against Stinton. On the face-off, controlled by Estevan. Back to Ron at the right point. Now to the left. Andrews into the corner for Williams. Looking side of the goal. Asmundsson out front to Rennie. What a pass. Now back to Ron at the right point to Rennie in the corner. Rennie spins a pass back to Ron. Fakes the shot. Dips in to the front of the goal. Taking it hard to the net. And Bruce is going to grab Ron from behind and haul him down. And looks like he'll evade some punishment there in the form of 2 minutes this time. So power play time continues on here. 5-on-4 for the Bruins. And the minute 35 to go in it. Asmundsson against Seitz. Couple of big boys here on this face-off. Controlled by Flin Flon and spilled down the length of the ice. Andrews back to get it. He'll stop up with it and look to head north. Stalled on the play by Arbery, applying pressure. Andrews with a minute 15 to go in this power play. Up ahead for Rennie through center. Rennie will send it in deep. First man back to get it was Seitz. He couldn't handle it cleanly, though, under the pressure by Estevan. Now Arbery will wield this one down the length of the ice. Stopped up by Adams. It's spit free for Asmundsson. Bruins move it back up ahead here, but this pass intercepted by Fauchon, who will tuck it back down the distance. Here comes Ethan Andrews now. On the near side boards for Asmundsson. Asmundsson over the blue line. Stymied on the play by Ulmer, who will send it down the length of the ice. Down to the final 30 seconds here of this power play for Estevan. Bruins over the blue line again. Lang chips it into the corner, giving chase after it. Miller's down there on it for the Bombers. Puck work free though. Beasley looking back there. He's got a little bit of help on the play. It's steered free though for Bruce, the big defender. Gets it free now to Miller, and he'll saucer this one down the length of the ice. That'll do it for the power play time. So back to even strength. We'll see, though, if the Bruins have got a little bit of momentum to work with here, at least off some offensive zone time, sustained pressure. And a chance at the side of the goal. Getzlaff couldn't get that shot to go as it just wobbled wide of the net. And this one launched into the Bruins bench now. 8 minutes gone, 12 to go in this third period. We are in the third period. Bruins with an offensive zone face-off here. Cramp in to take it. And now Holt and Bruce mixing it up a little bit here on the near side. As this puck controlled here by Flin Flon, moved up ahead. Morozov will send it in deep. Arbery just beaten to that puck by Ashby that time, getting back, using that reach to thwart an offensive chance. Now, Ashby up the boards. Morozov stapled there by Owen Breeze. Puck taken back here by the Bombers. Centering pass, steered back to the corner boards. And then right up the middle, another tough turnover here. Boy, third one tonight where the Bruins have just thrown the puck away. Nobody even near that one. Tossed it right into the middle. And, boy, I'll tell you what, Reed Arbery isn't missing any of those. Gloves it down, snaps a shot, beats the goaltender from point blank in front of the net to make it 5-0. So now with 11:22 to go in this third period here, it's a 5-0 game. On right to Potter, up ahead. Asmundsson will deflect in. On goal, stopped there by Tritt, and he will hang on to it for a stoppage in play. 11:11 to go in this third period. We'll get a face-off here to the left of the Bombers' goal this time. Controlled by Flin Flon. Brio up ahead. Delisle as far as the offensive blue line, and then he was turned back. Muller back with it. Drops it off to Caleb Potter, and Potter will skate with it. Lead feed for Muller just over the blue line, and then it's turned back in. Brio with a nifty pass out front, and what a save again by Adams. Boy, he has made some big ones in this game. Stop a Delisle there on the backhand bid, right in tight. Bruins fight it out to center, no further though than the red line, and it's hoisted back in on goal. Adams gonna clamp that one, I should say, in the glove hand and hang on for a face-off. So with 10:28 to go in this third period. Rennie against L'Esperance on this face-off. Puck controlled here. Knutson threw it to the side of the goal. Puck worked free now. On the net. Lalemiere tries to go back to the side of the goal on that nifty feed. It was knocked back to the blue line, and Sam Ward keeps it alive, though Ward's right in. The centering pass that deflects back to Knutson. His shot is deflected off the stick of Rennie that time. Jumps over the end, meshing into the stands and out of play. So at that, we'll take our third period media timeout. A 5-0 Bombers lead here. The shot's 39-14. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream, back in just a minute.
Looking forward to warmer days ahead. For over 20 years, Hidden Valley has brought spring to life with 120 full-service RV sites. Whether camping with the family or teeing off for 9 holes on the Hideout, or an afternoon on the range to melt the workday stress. When hockey season ends, Hidden Valley's the place to be in Estevan. Discover the Hideout today at HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com, where golf is fun.
All right, and getting set for the resumption of play here. Coming off the third period media timeout. 10 minutes gone, 10 to go in this period. Bombers with the 5-0 lead, but for the Bruins, the emphasis is finding something positive to build on down the back half of this third period. As this scramble draw worked out to center by Elson and played into the side of the goal. Tritt will stop it there and hang on for a face-off. 9:49 to go on the time clock now. And so Beasley on the draw this time against Wyatt Stinton. Draw to the left of Tritt in the Bomber goal crease. Puck won by the Bombers. Skated through center, chipped in deep by Miller, who will race in after it. He'll drop it up on his back. It's taken back by Stinton. Centering pass was stopped by Adams. Puck taken back into the corner here. Miller knocked off stride. And it's Potter to Beasley, back to Potter, and through center for Ron. Over the blue line, Matthew Ron with a shot deflected wide by Knutson. Centering pass, Elson to Getzlaff, and what a block by Stinton. Sprawling out to send Ewan back the other way on the break. A shot saved the rebound. Put wide of the goal. How about that block by Wyatt Stinton, though, sprawling out to get in front of the Getzlaff wrister. And the Bruins here, oh boy, turn another one over there for a chance in front. Elson, nice work on Delisle to get back. Left the stick there, or that could have been a point-blank chance, and now frustration's going to boil over a little bit here. Breeze and Martin locking horns on the near side boards. 8:48 to go in this third period. And it looks like we got some offsetting monitors here. So another lengthy conversation here. Every penalty, every offside, every icing. Lengthy conversations. As we get set for the resumption of play here. It's going to be Cramp in against Arbery on this face-off. One back, so some 4-on-4 play. for the next 2 minutes as a centering pass swallowed up by Adams. He'll hang on to it under the glove. And we'll get some fresh bodies on for both sides. So this time it's Rennie against Arbery on the faceoff. Arbery won it back. Ward, the one-timer. He's got that pair tonight on the power play, looking for his third of the game. Follow-up face-off here. Grabbed by Andrews, and hold on here. Arbery's helmet is off, and he's pushing and shoving with Rennie, who's down and on top of him, and Ewan Rennie's had enough here. As he's going after Arbery, and I'll tell you what, the two still having some words there after that, but for the Bombers, no question about it, their game plan, without doubt, get under the skin of number 15. They know they want to make life as difficult as possible on the league's MVP, and certainly they've been closing down his time and space all night tonight. Not a lot of room to make those plays, and we'll see here. For Reed Arbery, he is one of the prominent players on this Bomber team as well. Second in points by a Bomber this season. In fact, he's their leading scorer in the lineup tonight with the absence of Lees due to that lower body injury. So it's the leading scorer for each side in the box here on the offsetting. And it looks as though we're going to continue on here. And now, hold on here, Rennie and Arbery, I believe, are each getting a 10-minute apiece, and their night's going to be done, and they're having some words on their way back to the locker room. And Arbery still yelling after Rennie. And so that's a little bit of a mano-on-mano battle to watch as we move along through this series, though it looks as though both their nights will be done tonight. With 8:29 to go in this third period, a 5-0 Bomber lead, and now the Bruins will have to finish this one out without Ewan Rennie. Puck fired in deep. Andrews back to the blue line to Potter. Potter off the sideboards down to Beasley. Beasley up top now with it. Beasley threw one on goal that was easily steered to the corner by Tritt. Puck taken back here by Flin Flon, chipped in behind the goal. Seitz sent it back the other way, and Sam Ward now up ahead to the right side boards, now into the middle. Here comes Seitz down the left wing side, breaking in with a shot stopped by Adams. Puck to the line, not cleared. Knudsen a shot, that one dipped just wide of the goal. Now Ward at the right point, had to jump over his tape, but the Bombers will race in a line change. And there was a mix-up in front of the net. It looks like Seitz was knocked down, and play's going to continue on here. Boy, I'll tell you, this game might get ugly. 7:20 to go in this third period. You can feel it in the air. As, without question, a lot of frustration going tonight due to the blowout of the score. Puck carried on here by Miller. He'll drop it off. Fauchon, a lead feed for Morozov. Morozov lost it there. Olsen took it back and will drop it back to Noah Asmundsson. Here comes Asmundsson now. Building speed over the attacking line. Asmundsson with a tough angle shot steered aside. Now Asmundsson's got it again. He'll drop it behind his back into the corner. Puck taken over here by the Bombers. Here's Fauchon with it. Fauchon out to center. Sends it on that right wing side. Martin slips a check. Jack Martin with a centering shot. That one off the goaltender Adams. Puck sent back in deep here. Now at the side of the goal, it's Delisle. Bombers just working that cycle in the offensive zone. 6:10 to go in this third period in this game tonight. Puck's taken back out by Olsen now to the red line, and he'll send it in deep. Bruins finishing up a line change here as Breeze will throw one wide of the net in deep of the zone. Puck taken back by Elson now. Lead feed ahead to Getzlaff, who will deflect it in deep. 5:40 to go in this third period now. This puck taken in by Ulmer. He'll stop up with it. Can't get the shot to go this time as it's taken back out by Andrews. And oh boy, Les Perrance came across on Andrews with a heavy check, and Ron has had enough. He's got the gloves off and he's not asking. And Les Perrance gets a right hand right in the nose. Comes over the top with a response, but good on Matthew Ron. And I'll tell you what, every other Bruin on the ice should be buying him some Dairy Queen after that one. In a runaway score, Les Perrance goes up with a war wound here. Matthew Ron just about took his head right off there, and I'll tell you what, you have to answer. Not that it was a bad hit as far as warranting a penalty, but in a runaway game, Les Perrance, well, you know what? I take that back. That is. Let's see here. Andrews comes in. He's firing that puck, and boy, that's questionable at the very least. Anyways, Les Perrance running around here in a 5-0 game. Going to come in and try and take liberties with your best defenseman. You need to answer. And for Matthew Ron, good on him. I'll tell you what, that's why he's here. He's a veteran player. He's been around the junior hockey ranks for a long time. And if nothing else, you're getting dominated on the score clock. You need to send a message that you are not going to get dominated physically, or this series is going to be over very quick. Shots 43-15, and then he comes across and makes a check like that. I'll tell you, that's one of those plays. We'll see what the penalties are here out of all this. But while we get it figured out here, we'll take a quick step aside. And when we return, we'll be back with possibly, well, we'll see what we're back with. If it's an even up or if there is an extra assist, either way.
For over 100 years, the Rotary Club of Estevan has been a local chapter of Rotary International, a nonprofit organization that aids millions of people around the world. Rotary International's biggest mission is the eradication of polio, with more than 1.4 million members worldwide dedicated to improving their communities through service and stewardship. Visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page for more information on the club and how to get involved today.
So, all right, we'll get set here for the resumption of play. 5:22 to go in this third period. And I'll tell you what, for Estevan, they need something positive down the stretch here because things are not getting any easier. Tomorrow night, when we're back here, same time, same place for Game 2, we'll see what they can muster. 5:22 to go in this third period. Asmundsson in here against Delisle. Bruins chip it into the corner boards. Puck up ahead here. Delisle through center, skates in, the drop pass. Puck taken back here by Ashby. He'll send it up ahead to Elson. It's out to center. And now Elson and Martin pushing and shoving there in the bench area. Puck around the boards. Chip free. Elson threw one towards the front of the goal. Knocked down by Martin and cleared for a deflection in deep of the zone. But hold on here. We got a penalty now, or maybe a few of them. And it's going to be a roughing call going against Chase Holt here. So 4:44 to go in this third period. It's back to the power play for the Bombers here. Flin Flon does have a pair of power play goals already tonight, both scored by Sam Ward. Bruins will fire this one down the length of the ice here. This time courtesy of Onright. Puck picked up by Fauchon behind his goaltender. His lead pass out of the reach of Martin. That'll go for an icing call with 4:25 to go in this third period. So minute 41 of that time remaining. Power play time here for Flin Flon. So it's Cramp on the face-off here against Miller this time, and it's around the boards. Picked up by Seitz down there. Leo Seitz hands it on here to Fauchon and up the boards, right wing side for Delisle. Delisle drops it off to Fauchon. Cross now to Seitz. Seitz over the blue line on the attack, racing in. He'll stop up, feed it back to the right point, now to the left. Fauchon gets it across here. Now it's back to the right point. Delisle to Seitz, up top to Martin. The one-timer blocked by Cramp. Puck taken back by Delisle now. Fakes a shot, dusts it off. Hands to Fauchon. Fauchon threw one to the front. Tipped in front of the goal by Miller. Puck moved back to the point here. Fauchon looking backdoor for Seitz. Knocked away with an active stick. Cramp to the line. Can't get it cleared. Kept alive by Delisle. Down for Leo Seitz. Seitz back up to the blue line now. Carrying. He'll drop it off to Martin. Martin back to Seitz. Up top, Fauchon the shot. That was stopped by Adams and cleared by Cramp down the length of the ice. 3:10 to go in this third period. 25 seconds to go in this Bombers power play. Sam Ward with it now. Up ahead to Morozov. Looking on that right side boards. Lalemiere will give chase after this one. Down low in the corner now. Lalemiere tries it free. Back to the right point, Morozov. 3 points already tonight. Now the hand back to the point. Beasley knocked this one away. Up for Elson. Holt out of the box. So we're back to 5 aside as Elson's checked into the bench by Ward. 2.5 minutes to go in this third period, and we got another bit of a dust up here, and we'll see who it is out of all this. It's going to be Sam Ward this time. Sit down for 2, and it's going to be a roughing call for that little bit extra on that check into the bench. Or else the subsequent dust up afterwards. In any case, it'll be Bruins back to the power play here to close out this game. 2:31 left in the game. 2 minutes of that power play time. So it's Asmundson against Seitz on the face-off here. Oh, now Seitz comes out. Miller in instead. Asmundson wins it to the side. but it's chipped back out by Yakimchuk down the length of the ice. 2:20 to go in this third period. Bombers on the brink of 50 shots for the night, 46-16, leading the shots. Bruins looking for some kind of positive to take away, trying to snap the shutout bid here as the shot goes wide of the goal. Down low, it's taken back by Yakimchuk. Gets it around the boards to Seitz. Now down low, the battle continues on, and big clear there by Miller, who will swat it down the length of the ice. Minute 50 to go in this third period. Ethan Andrews now will skate with it. Up ahead for Potter. Over the blue line. No, he's turned back. Olsen in control here. Chase back into the Estevan zone. Minute gone, minute to go in this power play. Olsen behind his own net. Will lead a feed to Getzlaf through center. Colton Getzlaf will wind it in and picked up here on the near side. Andrews feeds one across. Muller with a shot. That one stopped by Tritt going side to side. Cleared off the side boards and back into Estevan territory. Puck picked up here by Lang now. Lang will skate with it through center ice. He'll chip it in deep. Muller giving chase. And this puck fired down the length of the ice. Down to the final 45 seconds in this game. Ashby with it behind his goaltender. As Getzlaf on the headman pass will send it in deep. Red Ewan back to get it. Up the boards here, and this one, oh boy, rifled into the Bomber bench there off the stick of the defender. So you'll see a face-off here from the looks of things, I believe, inside the Bomber zone here, which should finish things out tonight. 25.7 seconds to go in this third period. It's Cramp against Miller on the face-off. Connor Miller won the draw back. The control here by the Bombers. Lalemiere floats one out to center, but it's off the score clock. So we'll see a whistle and another face-off to come here. $17.7 to go on the time clock now. And off the draw this time, it's one back. Bruce in control here. Muscles it up ahead. Seitz now to center. We're into the final 5 seconds. Puck chipped into the corner. Thrown on goal for a save by Adams, and a follow-up shot stopped as well. And now a bit of a dust-up here to close out this one, but not much. And so the Bombers will take game one of the series with an emphatic 5-0 victory. The shots 47-17 on the night. And for the Bruins, well, they'll need a lot more for game two. At that, we are going to take a quick step aside here, and when we return, back to wrap up the night's action, we'll run through the full scoring summary, run through your post-game awards, and look ahead to a big game two tomorrow night. We talk about it all the time. As a competitor, all you can ask after a tough loss, and this is a tough loss. All you can ask for is a shot to respond and get them back in the rematch. An excellent opportunity heading into game two, but you know it will only be more difficult. This Bombers team rolling right now with the 5-0 win. So with that, we're going to take that step aside. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. Back in a moment.
Ooh, now that was a bone-crushing hit. In hockey, big hits are just part of the game. That's why the Bruins trust Dr. Trevor Erdy to get them back to feeling their best. Dr. Erdy operates a full-time family practice in Estevan and has served as official chiropractor of the Bruins since 2015. Book an appointment today and get back to feeling your best with Dr. Trevor Erdy in Estevan. Call 306-634-2918. Hockey season means you're on the go a lot. Different communities, different rinks. That's why the Western Star wants to help make your stay feel a little more like home. With full kitchen suites, complimentary breakfast buffet, and convention center with top-of-the-line meeting rooms to help you handle all your business needs away from the office. The Western Star in Estevan. Small-town hospitality, big city amenities.
All right, and we'll look to take her on back here now. At the end of the night, it is a 5-0 victory for the Flin Flon Bombers. And again, you know, looking at a game like this, I know that it got obviously a little bit heated and things like that. There was obviously lots of frustrations, but for the Bruins, they knew this is what you get as the 8th seed. You get the best of the best, right? This Bombers team, there's a reason why they were so dominant this year, and we saw it tonight, right? It's the depth of scoring, different points of attack. And, again, you give this team power play opportunities. They will make you pay. They were basically going at a 1 for every 4 opportunity clip over the course of the regular season. They were about 24%. 1 in every 4 would be, 25% on the season there. But when you're 24% for the season, best in the league there, they're going to get their chances there if you give them the opportunities. And, boy, they took advantage of them at the opportune time, scored in bunches, and again, got that offense. 3 forwards from, various forward lines chipping in on the offense, and then a pair from the defense as well. So, again, it's back to the drawing board here, but like I said, for Estevan, a chance to respond tomorrow night. And the big thing is here, the real big thing is, you need more than 17 shots. 47-17, you're not winning a game if you're getting outshot like that, 30 shots difference. That's the biggest thing. But also, limiting the shots against. 3 of those goals, like we talked about, pretty egregious giveaways in the defensive zone, right? Various ways, trying to drop it back to the defense, trying to go up the middle, throwing it right, to a maroon sweater in the mid-slot. So these are things that could be avoided, worked on, and, bettered heading into next game. The big thing for the Bruins is a lot of guys got their first taste of playoff experience here. Heading into that first one, there's always a lot of that nervous energy. We heard it from the coaching staff heading in. And now it's about, okay, tomorrow's just another game here. And, need a big-time response, as a group. So let's run through the full scoring summary on the night here. I'll make it quick. I know there where the Bruins live stream here. So we'll just run through these quick here. Sam Ward with his first of the playoffs, just a real nice seeing eye shot for the power play strike to make it 1-0 at the 3:25 mark. 5 minutes after that, at the 8:31 mark, Rhett Ewan would score his first of the playoffs. Again, big, strong player, making a big, strong play, hard to the net, off one of those turnovers, chips home his first of the year. Then Daniel Morozov, his first of the year, another one of those giveaways. Off his shin pads and then sent him in on a breakaway. And he's a dangerous player when he gets that open ice. As dangerous as any of these Bombers players is Morozov. I know he's a younger guy on their team there, first year in the league, but he's as crafty as they come with that time and space. So that made it 3-0. That goal coming just a minute after Ewan's to make it 3-0. And then in the second period, Sam Ward would score his second of the game, also on the power play, to make it a 4-0 game. Morozov did pick up an assist on that one. I had Vockler as well with a 3-assist game. Morozov, I think will get an assist added as well in the opening goal. They have Arbery as the assist on that Ward one. Like I said, I had Vockler and Morozov. So in any case, all those guys were rolling tonight, and then Arbery would seal it with the final goal in the third period. 8:32 into the third. Arbery's first of the playoffs from Leo Seitz. We also saw Arbery and Rennie mixing it up right in that third period about midway through. And that's one of those storylines that'll be a fun one to watch, though, as we move along through this series. Because I'll tell you what, obviously, we talk all the time about Rennie, how brilliant he's been this season, but for Arbery, he's a heck of a player as well. He's a 50-point player on this Flin Flon team in a 56-game schedule, and he's another one of those guys. I mean, he's a big-time player, and, you know, just as a fan, as a broadcaster, whatever it might be, just watching hockey, one of my favorite things and one of the big takeaways is always when the best players start mixing it up with one another. It doesn't get better than that. And so to see Rennie and Arbery, I know a lot of that was the frustration there. But at the same time, that's going to be a fun battle to watch as we move along through this series. A couple of the prominent players, like I said, with Lees out of the lineup, Arbery is the leading scorer of the Bombers. So you had both teams' leading scorers mixing it up late in that third period. So big thing for the Bruins is, you know, you got to hope that you vented some frustrations here aptly tonight because you can't be trying to settle scores against this Bomber team heading into tomorrow or they're going to burn you on that power play. We'll run through quickly the post-game awards here, starting with the 3 stars of the broadcast brought to you by Local Buzz Liquor. Third star tonight is going to be Charlie Tritt. Just faced 17 Bruins shots. But he stopped all 17 of them, right? You can only stop what you face. He was perfect tonight, and he did make a couple of big ones, right? Like, I'm trying to think of some of the scoring plays there. The Muller one was a really good chance. On-right hit him for that breakaway. Made a nice move, forehand, backhand. But again, for the Bruins, they'll be looking to test him a lot more. That said, did his job in perfect fashion tonight to earn the shutout. He is your third star. Second star is going to be Daniel Morozov. Goal and 2 assists by my count. Goal and an assist at the very least, officially credited, but so silky, so smooth, took advantage of his opportunities and was a dangerous player all night with the 3 points. And your first star tonight is going to be Sam Ward. Pair of power play goals at some key points in the hockey game as well, right? We talked about it, the opening goal on the power play strike to get Flin Flon on the board, get their momentum rolling, and then also the 4-0 goal. I mean, 3-0 at the end of the first is obviously a tough hole, but 4-0 in that second period. After they made it 4-0, that's when the game really started. Started kind of being out of reach there. So for Ward scoring at the opportune times, he also had a couple of looks for the hat trick goal. He had that one-timer off the one face-off in the offensive zone. So he was all over it tonight. He had that big check on Elson as well into the Bomber bench there. I know he took the roughing penalty at the tail end of it, but again, he's one of those guys. He's a skilled guy, but he doesn't shy away from that physical nature as well. The Clifton Snowfrill save of the game, we're going to give that one to Dylan Adams. Boy, he was making some stops here tonight. Again, I know it's going to be tough on the stat sheet there with the 5 goals against. He was in for all 5 of them, but still made 42 saves and a couple of real nice ones there. Just off the top of my head, I got down here. Rob Delisle there in the net front. He had that great stop on Leo Seitz at the side of the goal as well on a backdoor play on the power play. So, the Brio chance there I got written down as well. Hudson Brio on the breakaway in that third period. I know it was already in a 4-0 game, but still, a great save is a great save. That is going to be your Clifton's No Frills save of the game. The stop there by Adams on Hudson Brio's breakaway where he tracked it across and made a big stop. The Hidden Valley highlight of the night. Let me just think here. Let's give that one to the Morozov goal. That was just a real heads-up play there. Puck off his shin pad, able to knock it down, and then just snap one high over the goaltender's shoulder, just under the bar. Unbelievable quick shot. So Morozov will take home your highlight of the night. Brought to you by Hidden Valley for this night. And the Dr. Trevor Erdy crunch of the game. Again, this one's going to have to go to a Bomber. I mean, it's not every day you see a guy checked into the bench. Sam Ward, as we established, as a first star tonight, all over it. And he gets the crunch of the game. That was the biggest hit in the game, no question. So his hit on Elson into the bench there was a big one. That will be the crunch of the game. And I believe, second from final order of business. We're looking quickly on the out-of-town scoreboard. The other games are all still going on, but in Yorkton, to this point, it's now a 2-1 Melville lead there for the Millionaires. As we check in on that one. Well, we can look at in-depth stuff later. Yeah, just a 2-1 final. Margolis does have a goal there, though, the go-ahead goal for Melville in that one. In Nipawin, it's now a 3-1 Weyburn lead, and in Battlefords, it's now a 3-1 Battlefords lead on the Melfort Mustangs at the end of period 2. So at that, final order of business is to look ahead to tomorrow night and a big, big game. Game 2 of the series. Like we kind of talked about, you got to show that pushback early on in a series. Everybody has tough games, and this was a tough one, but it's how you respond, right? Like we've talked about all season long. And to the Bruins' credit, right, they've had games where maybe they've had a bit of a stinker, but then they respond, right? It's like back in the pregame, like we talked about, last week of the regular season, fighting for their playoff lives. They go into Melfort, get absolutely cooked, right? 43-20 the shots, runaway game there, get blown out. But how do they respond the next night? They clinch their playoff ticket, one of their best games of the year against Weyburn, winning 5-2. So that's the kind of effort, that's the kind of response that the group is going to need heading into Game 2 tomorrow night. It's the same foe, it's the same time, and it's the same place. And, that's where the group will look here for a big-time response. And, again, it's a 1-8 matchup. So still, as much as this one was a tough one, if you can respond and eke one out tomorrow night, all of a sudden you got the split and you're heading back home to Estevan. So that's got to be the mindset there. You got to look big picture as much as it's, next shift, next period, next game. You also got to look big picture and go, hey, you know what, boys? We shrugged this one off. We come back with one of our games of the season tomorrow. We could be going back to Estevan, going back home with a split. All of a sudden, the shoe's right back on the other foot. So definitely something to look forward to. That game will be, like I said, same time. So that'll be 6:30 tomorrow night. Puck drop. Saskatchewan time, 7:30. Manitoba local. So if you're in Flin Flon, you made the trip. Back same time here at 7:30, but back in Saskatchewan. I know it says 7:30 on the site, CDT. That's why I always specify Sask time, 6:30, that hour behind. So that is what we'll look forward to. And, until then, enjoy the rest of the Friday night. Have a great weekend. And until tomorrow night when we do it all again for Game 2 of Bruins and Bombers, I'm Marty Martinson. It's been my pleasure to bring you tonight's call on the action.